let's just make sure we got the audio going. So I'm going to put on Utah South Studios, YouTube. It says we're going to restream. So it's live on Utah South Studios right now. We're live on Southern Utah. Sorry. So let's get on. Just get on YouTube, search Utah South Studios, and I'm just going to make sure that I see it, that everything looks and sounds good, and then we'll go live on everything else. Again.
I'm right here.
Oh, here she is.
Whoa! On
Hey,
cue.
do you want to get in on this? Do you know anything about Ozzy?
Just a tiny bit.
Okay.
Okay.
Because we're talking to Ozzy today for who knows how long. It may be a short period of time.
Died today?
Yes.
Yeah. Let me go to that.
Okay. So we're checking right now.
Like
going
seriously
live.
on cue.
That was amazing. That's another part of our story. It sounds a little buzzy for some reason, but I don't know if we can do anything about that at this point. Why am I? Oh, here we go. Just gonna make sure that I see it, that everything looks and sounds good, and I'll go live on everything else. Are we still? Did it just stop streaming? Like I said, oh, here she is. Are we not?
Where's my little fake computer?
I think it's
You're going to be in charge of pointing at records, probably.
Okay. What do you got?
We have a whole. We'll be pulling these out and talking about them.
Okay.
It sounds a little fuzzy for some reason. I don't know if we can do anything about that at this point. How does it look on the 6.97? Yeah, we're good.
Yeah, I think so.
Cool. Yeah, you'll have yourself a.
What is this?
Yeah, it just takes a little doing.
Doing. It's just a prop. More importantly, how have you been?
Good.
Sell your guitar?
No, I didn't. People kept on trying to lowball it, and I was like, I think I'll just keep it.
There you go. Or what about your?
No. So there was a deal behind this. So.
Okay, I think we're good.
My daughter's not using it. I was like, lowballed again. Then I got online and realized they sell for like $50,000. I think I'll just keep it. I'm getting
What they
older.
lowball you at? Like 10? Like what's lowballing? Like 10 or
I had it listed for $1,800.
1,800 and they go for 18,000?
Oh, $54,000. Yeah. So I was like, you know what? I'm getting a little sun spots. I'm aging. I'm just gonna keep that thing.
Plug it in and go, right?
Yeah, right. So I was like getting into it this week.
I know, I've kind of quietly always wanted my own tanning booth, but right?
It is
Go from the tanning booth to my red light booth.
Undo what you did. When did
Hey there. Thank you for joining us on this live stream on a pretty significant day. This is a big deal. You know, to have, and I'll tell you, it was such a strange thing because let me turn my phone off so I'm not listening to myself talk. You know, I have that New York Times subscription because one of the videos that we did some time ago, and I saw this little article about Ozzy. And it was funny because I've been asking this question for years. I'll get in conversation with people like, why is it that he is so, you know, part of popular culture? Like everybody knows who he is. So I see this newspaper article about it, and I thought, you know, I've been talking about this for so long. I want to make a video about this idea and read this article. So yesterday, it was like yesterday afternoon, I sat down in front of the computer, I read the article, I did this whole video, and I just kind of talked it through, philosophized a little bit, talked to myself like I do on all these videos, and then edited it, and then just scheduled it to go out at 12:30 today. And that's I usually try to put our videos out at 12:30. That's the time, and I don't always make it. Sometimes it's later. So I set it for 12:30, and then I just kind of forgot about it. And then today, as we were getting ready you were coming over here today, Gary.
Right.
You were coming over today too, Shelley, obviously, since you're here.
I'm here.
and I was just working on stuff, and then I ran up to my office, and I just logged in, and I thought, all of a sudden, we had hundreds and hundreds of views on this video, and it just barely come out. I thought, what in the world? Why are so many people watching this video? Usually we'll get a little bit, but not like that. And then all of a sudden I started reading the comments, Ozzy just passed away, and all these different things. I thought, oh my gosh. And then of course I got, did a search on Google, and there it is in the news. And so it was the craziest thing because seriously, our video went out probably within 5 minutes of the announcements, which was just weird, right? I mean, there wasn't anything other than it was just
wasn't like
odd time. No. It was just odd timing. And so anyway, that happened, and then all these people started putting all these really cool comments and interesting things, and I thought, you know what? We've been talking about doing a live stream on this channel for a long time because we have all the stuff to do it, and I thought, we need to do one. If there was ever a day when we should do a live stream and just talk about this, it'd be today, because this is in the history of rock music, in the history of heavy metal, hard rock, whatever, this is as big a day as it can get when you have somebody like Ozzy passing away, and especially in light of the fact that he just played his final show like 2 weeks ago.
Right.
And it was really kind of an amazing thing to see all those people there. And I talked about that in the video that I put out, how the response that people had. And kind of the point behind the video that I made was, here we are, 55 years after their first album comes out, 55 years, and his name is known everywhere. And my point in the video was, even my mom, who doesn't come from a generation that would really know who he was, if I said the name Robert Plant, she'd know Led Zeppelin, and but she wouldn't know Robert Plant probably, and you start naming all these names of rock stars, but you name Ozzy, and everybody. And so the discussion I was having in this video was, what is it that made him so kind of pervasive from a popular culture standpoint? Anyway, so I went into that in this discussion, read this article, and then that was kind of what the video was about. But anyway, so I thought, let's just get together tonight, read some of the comments that people put, and please put your comments down in the stream. We're streaming live right now to Facebook, YouTube, X, LinkedIn, believe it or not. I think we're on a couple other platforms too. So leave your comments, and we're gonna read the comments that we've been seeing on the YouTube, the video that we put out earlier today, and then anything else that you put in there. We're gonna be going through these and then just talking about this today. So anyway, enough of me jabbering about that. That was kind of the deal.
I thought it was a AI prank.
No, not a prank. No, it really happened today.
No, my daughter was like, AI got me today.
Really?
There's all this stuff about Ozzy dying, and I bought into it, but it's not true. So all day today,
it's everywhere.
It's
all
that it was
all over
fake.
the news. And no. You just walked in and sat down right as we're going live. Yeah. We even haven't had a chance to talk about this.
There's no. This is truly.
This is the
truly
real deal.
live.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
If you guys are watching this is truly live. We just basically, Robert gave me 3 hours of prep. Hey, we're going live.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay.
Man, then the treat I brought is totally inappropriate because I brought you a snack. I'm a mom. I bring snacks, so I brought you something.
Oh my gosh, this is very appropriate because this is the Ozzy thing. You know, he was known for this. Well, no, but the thing is, this is a plastic bat, and the story was, I think it was in Des Moines, Iowa. Something like this got thrown up on the stage.
That's why I brought it. Yeah,
and he thought it was plastic.
Thought it was plastic, so he
and then he bit the head off, and then it ended up being real. And then, but that was.
Is that like
I was
licorice?
hoping he would. You want to try it?
No.
But part of the thing that made it so that was that the legends then just kind of went crazy. You know, after that happened, you know, from town to town, it would be this happened, and then he did this, and then and just all. And I actually have some interesting things in here if we get to it, from some old newspapers where people were talking about how these legends grew from a plastic bat to just crazy. But he really did bite the head off a bat, and he really did bite the head off of a dove.
The dove.
Really did do it.
Yeah.
So, and there's photographs of Ozzy with the little. It's amazing. So anyway, were you starting to say something, Gary?
I'd like to just welcome everybody.
I thought I would cut you off.
Hello.
We're live.
On some level.
I'm Gary. We got long-winded Robert John here. Just giving him crap because we're live.
Because
and
everybody
we got
does
Shelly
anyway.
here.
Hello.
And yeah, thanks you guys for tuning in. I mean, it is kind of a somber thing, simply because, as you pointed out, he is someone that is transcended from a legendary band to solo artist to freaking TV star.
Yeah.
With, you know, his family and with multiple shows. And he's been featured in movies. One of the things I knew he transcended is today, just kind of going through the articles, which for a minute, I'm going to agree with you. For a minute, thought, what if this is like an AI prank? Like how, I don't want to say cool, but how ironic that you played your show 2 weeks later. I mean, it's like a send-off in a way to kind of be like I gave it more than like a minute's thought to kind of say, you know, if I don't want anybody to mess with me as I'm kind of, you know, struggling, maybe I just kind of put it out there. I'm done. And, you know, so that kind of crossed my mind.
But the AI stuff is crazy right now because you see fake things like that actually a lot.
Yeah.
So it doesn't surprise me there were a lot of people that actually
probably are thinking that. No, so
yeah,
I'm not saying you're off the mark.
I came here thinking it was all fake.
Yeah. So it's been on all the news, you know, all the newscasts and things today. So what we did, we busted out a bunch of records, you know, that we have here that are the vinyl stuff that we have. There were a lot of things that, you know, we had on CD and cassettes and things.
Yeah.
We don't have those in front of us, but we do have a lot of the vinyl.
But we can
bust
reference.
out.
I mean,
yeah, exactly.
Some of the stuff. I mean, like, so I started to say one of the things I knew that this was like that Ozzy has kind of transcended all media is, I guess, I seen like a post with Flavor Flav, right, from Public Enemy. Mm-hmm. Talking to Ozzy recently, fairly recently, and just being, you know, just kind of, I'm like, dude, when you got Flavor Flav and Ozzy just even having a conversation, like, is that not like encapsulating like everything possible? And he's been in so much stuff. I mean, I really wasn't a fan of how he was portrayed in The Dirt, the Motley Crue thing with the ants.
With the
my
ants?
gosh, yeah, with the
Yeah, I was like, what the hell? Like, is that? I mean, I don't even know. And maybe somebody can chime in. Was the
thought it
ant
was
thing
urine.
true?
Well, he
Yes.
So if you read The
Gross.
Dirt, have you
But
read it?
either.
Because they talk about the stuff that he did, and it was that.
Yeah,
I mean,
it's messed up.
so whether or not it was real,
I mean,
they say that actually in the
Right.
book.
And I think
So-
that's part of. I mean, he sobered up in 2006 or whatever. And point being is that, you know, part of the allure of Ozzy was the craziness, right?
Yeah.
The crazy train that Ozzy kind of brings. And I just kind of feel like some of that, true or not, I mean, think about the era. It's always the more, the bigger, the crazier, the wilder, the bats, the dove. And then that's just part of the mystique of what Ozzy is. for me, I never really bought into that all that much. And, you know, my Ozzy fandom is his voice, his singing, Black Sabbath, and
Right.
then, you know, his solo stuff later with Zach, and, you know, and even I was listening to the Black Sabbath 13 album. Dude, that just came out a handful
Wasn't
of
that
years
long
ago.
Right.
And he sounds amazing. So good.
Yeah,
That's why
I took my daughter to see them.
For that tour.
Alex, I took Alex to see them on that tour. Yeah, just because, you know, because this music and Ozzy in particular, but Black Sabbath, you know, the band, had such an impact on so many of us, you know, in our formative years and the things that impacted us as musicians, and that there's this little part of you that somehow wants your kids to get it. You know,
Right.
It's funny because it goes both ways. When you're a teenager, there's part of you that wants your parents somehow like, listen to this. I want you to understand this thing that I like so much and why I like it. And then they rarely get it. You know, and then the next generation, you want the same thing with your kids. Like, I
So
want you
you're
to
doing
come
it to Alex,
experience
and
this.
she's like, oh my God.
Yeah, I think she got a T-shirt,
That's
and
cool.
I think she enjoyed it.
You know,
So
I mean,
that was a-
we've
that was a
talked
while
about that
ago.
off air a little bit, how we've gone to concerts and stuff for our kids and that sort of thing. But I can't say I have not seen Ozzy live, so I can't say I've experienced that. But I don't know if I'd drag, my daughters to go see Ozzy, or maybe I don't know.
Well, I saw him. I've seen him a few times.
Sabbath, yeah.
Sabbath, I
Like you
saw
said.
Black Sabbath, and the first time I saw Ozzy in concert I think the first time I saw him was on the No More Tours tour, and
No More
ironically,
Tears or No More Tours.
No More Tours, because it was the No More Tears album,
Right.
But it was No More Tours, and then it was supposedly he was retiring, and then that ended pretty quickly.
Well, because No More Tears blew up. That was awesome.
Yeah.
With what? He had a couple great songs. What, Mama, I'm Coming Home?
Yeah, I think that was on that one too.
Yeah.
That was such a but
And
that
song
song
was huge.
Man, it was such a big deal. That song,
And that's what I'm saying is like, we forget, and even like in some of the obituary stuff of, that they're writing up, they bring up Black Sabbath, solo artist, head, biting off the head of a bat, and then, sometimes they mention like his TV shows, right? I'm like, okay, is that kind of an accurate synopsis of his highlights? I don't know, because I think like the duet with Lita Ford, the duet of darkness or whatever they were like, saying, like, that is a fantastic.
When I close my eyes
Yeah.
forever, man. Oh my gosh, that was such a great tune.
Right?
That was so cool. Oh my gosh, yeah, I love that.
I mean, that is a great song. And then you have, the dichotomy of Lita Ford, blonde, in her red leather, right? And you got Ozzy, Prince of Darkness, in black. Like, that was great. And the video, and just the way he sings, like his vocals are great on that.
Oh,
right?
Absolutely.
Close my.
It was awesome.
Just so good.
Hey, leave
I'm not even going to try.
We want to get your comments. Anybody that's watching this right now, we want to hear what you have to say. We're gonna, like I said, we're gonna
Yeah,
go
we're
to
gonna
the
read some
video we
comments.
put out today. What's that?
Are you reading comments from?
Yeah,
the
we're
video today?
we're gonna first of all go to the video that we put out today, but also put your comments on. Henrik's
got
yelling.
We
at
already
me
got a
about
chat message about
What platform is it? Because we're on like 5 platforms right now.
I'm seeing the messages from YouTube, and
Okay.
somebody was asking what everybody's favorite Ozzy LP is from the panel.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, that's awesome.
That's
that one's
from,
so easy for me.
That's from Pat Paradise.
So actually, we have a bunch of the Aussie stuff here.
Oh, we should pull that out.
For me, here, let's move this out of the way so we can get. You don't need your computer.
Oh, I don't need my
For
computer.
me, it's
slide that
there's
one.
nothing, in my
I'll let
opinion,
you
and I
grab
know
that.
not everybody agrees with me on this.
Okay, let's.
Henrik, you got the overhead camera all set up.
Yeah.
So for me, there's no competition, at least from an Ozzy solo standpoint, from this album. To me, there's just front to back, top to bottom. This album is unbelievable. Everything about it's great. And I remember the first time I heard Flying High Again, and I heard the Randy Rhoads, just the way he played that, I can't even explain. It was like I couldn't get my head around how awesome it was. It was just this, it almost felt like it was digging it in out of the dirt somehow. It was, oh my gosh. So the moment I heard that
still
song,
feeling it.
the moment I
feeling
heard
it.
Flying High Again, I was so sold and so hooked that album, just because of that one song. But you go through this album and there's just so many great tunes on here, you know. And by the way, how do you beat these pictures?
I was
too?
going to say,
It was so great.
can I have that house?
So, but anyway, this album was such a great album.
But that's part of the allure is that he leaned into the whole
horror.
kind of things. Like it as a kid in the 80s, when this is coming out, you're going, this guy's nuts.
Yeah.
You know? Every parent's worst nightmare was Ozzy, you know, that you're gonna like love this guy, because if you're a parent and you're seeing this back then,
Yeah.
they're losing their mind. Kind of surprised.
Yeah, for sure.
I know Judy's probably watching, but she's probably like, oh my gosh, this is what I let Robert John watch.
Yeah. And oh my
Love
gosh.
you, Judy.
Yeah, just try watching right now.
Yeah.
And the song. So then you listen to Flying High Again, and you're just blown away by just how perfect this piece of music is. And that was the one I was first heard off of this album. And then you hear the song Over the Mountain, which is right before that, which is the first song.
Yeah, I love
and you're
that
just
song.
like, dude, this album was mind-boggling. So anyway. I cannot say enough. Just those two songs.
All right, so
but then you just go
Are
through
we
this.
gonna have enough time for us to give
Okay,
our
sorry.
albums right here? I'm just saying.
I'm done.
Go ahead.
I'll give
That was it.
I'll donate my time to
my
you.
answer to the question is, for sure, my favorite thing that Ozzy did, at least from a solo standpoint, to me, nothing even comes
All right.
close.
So we should do.
Just this.
Let's do Ozzy solo and Black Sabbath, or your
Okay.
favorite Ozzy. Dude, that gives us two options.
There you go.
Right. I'm gonna say Blizzard of Oz for me on the solo.
We got
side,
that one here, too.
which I know you have.
Do
right
you have that? Okay.
Yeah. Because to me that was just the beginning of the solo stuff.
Wasn't
right?
that his first one out? Yeah, that was his
Yeah.
first.
You know, and I remember the Mr. Crowley kind of.
Oh yeah, that's
and all
a good
this-
one.
I mean, he sounds so good, right? I mean, listening to this album to me puts me in my parents' garage with my little boom box, turning it up to 11, and just working on my bike or whatever my father had me doing, and just like, this is amazing.
Yeah.
And so to me, this is the album that, for me, stands out for the guy that's asking. Blizzard of Oz, without a doubt. To me, it's just because it put him on. Like, I am not just Ozzy, the front man of Black Sabbath. I am Ozzy Osbourne. You know, out there, Prince of Darkness, and all the other names you want to give me, right? So,
Indeed. So
When did this come out?
You're kind of being caught off guard
I
here
am being
because
caught off guard.
we did not prepare you because we had other things we were going to film today, and then you showed up and we're like, "Hey, you want to talk about Ozzy?" And so
And not only
excuse
that,
me?
when these albums came out, I was in diapers, so I didn't like.
Were you
have this-
born? Were you born when these came out?
in
my gosh.
'81.
You were born in '81,
Literally.
so kind of
Ozzy diapers.
Ozzy diapers.
That'd be cool parenting.
Yeah.
Maybe not.
Yeah, because Ozzy had been, I think it was 78 when Never Say Die came out. And then it was by the next year, he's out. They kick him out of the band. And then he's kind of lost at that point, you know. And then that's when he meets, you know, hooks up with the Randy Rhoads. And were we talking about this before? Like Dana Strum was involved with the two of them meeting.
Yes.
So,
And I don't know what his tie-in, or why isn't Dana in the band? Dana, why don't you chime in and put in your comment and say, tell us why you weren't in the Ozzy band.
I was hanging with Dana. Well, I was on the ground and he was on the stage a couple nights ago.
Right.
Speaking of that, the first time I saw Ozzy in concert, if it was on the No More Tours tour, Slaughter opened up. So interesting, I just saw Slaughter again
Like Slaughter
2 nights
to
ago.
Prevail?
The band Slaughter.
Okay.
So
Well,
Fly
Slaughter
to the
to-
Angels. Okay, so you were
really
I'm rambling again. Do you have an Ozzy album? We
No, I
caught
don't
you
know.
totally off guard.
No, I don't have a favorite.
Okay.
No.
That's okay.
I mean, because like by the time I started listening to that stuff, you know, like so much had already come out that it wasn't one of these moments of like stand out, you know?
Right.
Now,
That makes sense. But you get a pass because you brought the
because you
bat.
brought the bat.
I did bring
You-
the
that's-
bat.
that's the
I was
get-
hoping you bite it though,
That's
you
the
know? like-
Ozzy get out of jail free card.
That's
bring
great.
bring a bat to the Ozzy party.
But I tell you, the thing
and you
though,
didn't even know. You didn't even know.
I did know about the bat. That's why I brought it.
Oh,
the bat's legendary.
well played. Yes.
Yeah, the bat is.
I was
a
digging
legendary
through the
thing.
Halloween box to find it. I was like,
That's pretty awesome.
Well played.
So, but Blizzard of Oz did have Crazy Train on it.
Yeah.
Which you know that song. Everybody in the world knows that song. And it's amazing when you think about this thing coming out. That's 45 years ago.
Sure.
That comes out. And that song, I bet you go to any sporting event anywhere in the United States tonight.
No.
And
Worldwide.
even without Ozzy passing away, you're going to hear the beginning of Crazy Train. Gunga,
Yeah, but,
gunga, gunga, gunga. I mean,
but doesn't he yell out
Yeah.
like all aboard? Like
all aboard!
right.
Gunga. Yes, exactly. Again, it's one of those things that
But they edit
everybody.
that out on the sporting ones. You don't hear all aboard all the time on the sporting ones.
But you hear the song.
Oh,
My
absolutely.
Yeah.
point is that somehow here he walks away from Black Sabbath. He's kicked out of Black Sabbath. He is, he's lost his confidence. He's like, what am I going to do? He's a washed-up rock star. He's a drug addict, and then he gets together with Randy Rhoads, and they create not only a great album, but a song that would
Right.
endure the
Forever.
decades.
No, but dude, if you
45 years
if you
later.
or I or Shelley wrote Crazy Train, we wouldn't be sitting here doing a live stream.
I would not be
We'd
hanging out with you.
on the beach, working on our tan somewhere very well. So no, that's great. But I mean, right? Wouldn't you say? Like, Crazy Train just pays everything else.
Yeah.
You know?
It did. It really. I mean, it set the stage for just everything that was going to happen after
And
that.
Tell me
And
what a great. I mean, you talk about rock stars, they have big egos, right? You would think. And so you're thinking, okay, I'm down. You just say it. He's down and out and washed up, or at least he thinks that. But then what a crushing blow to Black Sabbath, who were lost, even though they did good with Dio.
Dio.
But I mean,
They were amazing with Dio.
to come out on your own, I mean, that's a lot.
Yeah, what was the kind of feel around that? So he was kicked out in '79, and then Black Sabbath came out with Heaven and Hell in the '80s, right? Early '80s.
I'm
1980?
pretty sure it was 1980 when
1980?
Heaven and Hell came out. Yeah.
Which I think has a completely different sound.
Totally different sound.
Totally different
for Black
sound. It
Sabbath.
actually moves towards that more '80s feel of music. So
Well, definitely didn't have the.
who was more popular at the time? Ozzy coming with his stuff by himself, or Black Sabbath?
Well, it in the end it was Ozzy that
That won the 80s.
that really did.
Yeah, for sure.
And with, it's such a, the whole story is so fascinating because what happens is Black Sabbath puts out Heaven and Hell, they put out Mob Rules, Ozzy puts out Blizzard of Oz and Diary of a Madman. Then in March of 1982, Randy Rhoads dies, and then what does Ozzy do at the same time Black Sabbath? So they both put out the two albums without the other guys, and then they both put out what? Live albums. And you had Speak of the Devil from Ozzy, and you had Live Evil from Black Sabbath. And this just further entrenched kind of the difficulty between the two groups, because what did Ozzy put out on his live album? All Black Sabbath tunes. So Black Sabbath and Ozzy simultaneously, after two albums apart, were kind of simultaneous, then they simultaneously put out live albums. And they both put out old Black Sabbath stuff on them, except Dio was singing the old Black Sabbath stuff and the new Black Sabbath stuff.
Polarizing, for sure.
And
On the
so
fan
Ozzy
base.
picks up Brad Gillis from Night Ranger, and he puts out Speak of the Devil, and basically and then there's this rupture in the old Black Sabbath Dio. That's when Dio bails because of, and it just, and Ozzy's, I think, considerably outsold the Black Sabbath live album. And so Ozzy was leaving them. It was kind, again, he was kind of leaving them in the dust weirdly.
Yeah.
I mean, but
So-
you can't, on one hand, you look at that and you go, he is the front man. That's basically, I mean, it's just like when David Lee Roth went solo with Van Halen years
Yeah.
later, right? I mean, it's just fragments the fan base, and people are going to be on the one
Yeah.
camp. People don't like the new singer. It's very rare, very rare. I mean, we just did the AC/DC where after Bon Scott, Brian Johnson does Back in Black. And so that's kind of like the one example. Well, the other is not around, so you got to move forward per se.
Right.
I mean, it wasn't this like fan base. It was pre-internet. Can you imagine that going on
man.
right now?
But there's what happens though a lot of times is it's that you end up having the voice. People a lot of times will follow the voice,
For sure.
and because that's the. We've talked about this on this channel before. That's kind of the conduit into the music. When you hear the human part of it, that's what gets you into other stuff. And so when David Lee Roth and Van Halen, that album was successful, and because he in some ways was more true to the Van Halen sound too when he put out Eat 'Em and Smile. So anyway.
I think you have that. But okay, so we did our favorite Ozzy album, favorite Sabbath album.
Oh yeah, okay. That one's easy for me to go
right.
first on this one.
I'm gonna keep it one sentence. If you can keep it one sentence.
No, I can't do that. Oh, what are you saying?
Can you just take a look at the cache? It's saying full 99%, and I think it's causing some stream issues.
It says
I'm not-
full.
Yeah, we're having some
It says
technical
full.
difficulties.
It says full.
It says full, but it looks like we're still streaming. Oh
I think
no,
it's
maybe
causing-
it's cutting out.
Yeah, it's causing some choppiness. The audio is fine. It's the visual that's chopping out.
Can you see if there's anything that? Well, does it say anything about it there? I wonder. Do we have too many cameras going?
I wonder.
Maybe we need to turn off one of the cameras. Turn off my laptop. Although that shouldn't make a difference because we're only sending out one signal. So that shouldn't make a difference. Yeah, I don't know what that would be. That doesn't make any sense to me. What we do about that?
Thanks, Henry, for monitoring that. We got Henry behind the board. You guys might not see him, but he's the man. The ship, the man in the chair, as he likes to be called.
Yeah, it's getting jumpy on the Facebook stream. I wonder why that's happening. Sorry about this if we're having some technical problems right now.
If you're tuning in, song and dance portion.
So then we're going to let me go. I'm also going to look up all the things that people were, the different things that people said on the video today because we had so. Today has.
That's crazy that he put that out today.
It
What's
is.
that?
Oh, that's just
I know
funny.
it was a total
Ironic timing.
accident
Yeah.
that it worked out that way. So
No,
let's see
while
here.
you're looking that up, I was actually on my lunch break,
Okay.
and I will share my story how I found out. Is that I'm a sports guy. Besides listening to music on my spare time, I watch sports and like sports radio. And those guys were saying, hey, by the way, they had Crazy Train playing, like we were just talking. And, next thing I know, they're like, Ozzy passed away today, and they each kind of shared. I'm like, wait, what? and then I was like pulling into McDonald's. I had McDonald's for lunch. And I was like, oh, so not a plug for McDonald's, but I'm just saying, I was like, fries sound really good. And I was
Fries
just kind
sound
of,
good.
I had just gone to the post office to mail something. And I'm like, fries sound good. So I got in line. I'm listening. I'm like, oh my gosh. So after I give my order, I text Robert John. I'm like, dude, Ozzy just passed away.
And he didn't know by then?
I don't know.
Oh, okay.
I don't know.
Okay. Because he put that out and he didn't know.
You know, sometimes.
Yeah, I thought the whole day, I thought it was just a big prank.
Sometimes I'm like, our host Robert John sometimes isn't the best texter or communicator. I'm like waiting for responses, but I say that tongue in cheek, But yeah, so that's how I found out, and then I'm like, I turn on the classic rock station. Sure enough, they're like talking about it, and put on like Ozzy solo, one of the songs from these albums, and I'm like, I guess it must be true. But then I got the doubt, thinking.
So did you have a favorite album or like a song from either? What are we doing? We're doing Black Sabbath. Do you have one of those teenage moments that
No, that absolutely not. So my Black Sabbath moment was kind of like most people. Like you hear Ozzy and then you go back, right, and you listen, and that's how it was pretty much for me. And just the kind of going back, because you hear about this iconic band, they heavy metal, their sound, whatever. And so I was like, oh, okay. So I ended up just kind of listening to, I'm going to look here. Actually, you can reach them probably better than me.
Oh, yeah. See which one.
So Masters of Reality is
Oh,
the
the
one
Masters of Reality.
So that's
it
the first
here?
one. And then I listened to, no, but it looks like he doesn't
Oh,
have
it does
it.
not have that one.
So, but I ended up liking Masters of Reality, and I had like a song with like a harmonica and Sweet Leaf and just the Wizard. It's got the harmonica, I think, in it. And I was like, this is really pretty cool. And then I went back to this one, the debut, and I'm like, okay, I'm going to really, and I think that's kind of how just my mind works, is sometimes I kind of like find an artist or start digging into an artist, and then I kind of do the deep dive, as they say nowadays. And, checking that out. And, to me, as I got more stuff, I'm assuming we're still live. Technical difficulties beyond my comprehension. Like the solo stuff, I kind of was more, because I don't know, maybe it was just the way I was raised, but I'm a visual type of person, and just the way my mind works. And some of the Ozzy graphics, like Ultimate Sin, the red one, like to me, I thought this was like one of the creepiest looking album
It is kind of
covers.
creepy. No, it's cool
that
now.
lady, it's kind of aged on me, but I'm like, what is going on there? That house, like, I'm scared. Right now,
You're scared of the
right?
house.
But like
But
when
look at
this
this
album
one.
came out, I look at it and I'm like, I know it's a cartoon.
When did
But
this one come out? There's got to be in
mid-'80s,
I
yeah.
was gonna say it looks like She-Ra, He-Man kind of character.
Right? Right? Got the zebra stripe pants, the puffy shirt.
More clothing though, I guess.
Yeah, at least she's wearing something, right? But like to me,
Look at
that
that.
Ozzy face is just kind of one of those. I don't know. I'd have nightmares or something, So I did not buy this one.
You didn't buy this one.
Just saying. And again, my folks are pretty conservative, and so yeah,
We have a
it
few.
really wasn't some. This album
That was not
is
scary.
iconic. No, not scary. Black Sabbath, Paranoid, which I had heard Paranoid on like a compilation album that I found at like a
I think that's
like
the one
a
everybody
garage
knows.
sale.
Don't they have like millions of views on Spotify with that song?
I'll look that up.
I think there's billions on that one. And that's just Spotify, right? And
Yeah.
Here's another good. Look at this.
Stop it, but I can quality on this
All right,
side.
let's look.
There's an option for quality extremely high.
Oh, but you have to stop it.
Start and stop. Yeah.
Let's look up Black Sabbath.
This is so scary.
So woo, good for you.
Woo woo.
Yeah. So Paranoid has 1,378,000,000 streams. That song alone.
Right.
That's pretty crazy. Where Iron Man, which is also I Am Iron, that one has 581 million streams.
Oh, that's quite a bit less.
Yeah. I don't think there's anything even close.
You got it figured out.
Paranoid.
No. We may just end up with a little bit of choppy video while we're doing this. I don't know that we have a lot of choice. having just some weird caching issues with it. We've not gone live with this whole new setup since we got it a couple months ago, and so we didn't have a maiden voyage. This is our maiden voyage.
Yeah, it's truly
It's a little choppy.
truly
Choppy
live.
voyage.
Yeah.
You know, so
It's like
are
the
we
real
like, you know, robot
There is definitely some
Chop-
jumpiness
choppy.
in some of this.
Yes.
Or-
right?
Yeah, there's definitely a little bit of choppy jumpiness.
What,
Well,
what internet is this computer sharing with? It's Ethernet into.
See, this is where they're talking Greek,
Actually, I can.
right? I have no idea. So, have you watched this movie? Trick or Treat? That's a Halloween special right there. So, you know, it actually has cameos, and Ozzy does have a cameo in it. I wonder if they got a picture of him. I can't see from far away. Yeah, that's Ozzy right here. And that's the guy from, I can't remember, what's the TV show? He plays the husband to, like the worst when it comes to some naming some shows.
I don't know if I can name 80s shows.
It's not Modern Family, even though I'm
Wait.
thinking that. It's they're like Arrested Development. He plays the husband for the lady that's,
So this is a soundtrack?
yeah, this is the soundtrack
Ah.
for a movie. And Ozzy plays, he's like clean cut and he's got the suit on. He's on the bottom left hand picture. You can point him out.
This one here.
Yep, that's Ozzy. Pretty wild. Yeah, so he's on Trick or Treat, the movie. I mean, think about that. You're a rock star.
You're a rock star and you go to film. And then the whole reality show with
The
his
reality
family.
show.
What was that,
Have you watched any of that?
2000? Just a little bit. Sharon!
Yeah. I mean, there was some entertainment value to it simply because half the time you don't even, like, you know, he's
Yeah,
like
he mumbles a
speaking,
lot, yeah.
mumbles, but yet people know what he's talking about. But how do you mumble and then sing? I always thought that was kind of strange. But, I don't know. That is.
Do you think it changed?
Oh,
It probably changed things for people, though. You know, like we were talking about how your parents wouldn't want you to listen to that music. Of course, all of those all those kids. You're a grown up now. You're trying to introduce your kids to that kind of stuff. You're like, go explore, go explore.
Sure.
But then when he came out with his family, and you get to see like
The behind
him,
the scenes.
the behind the scenes, who he was. I think that kind of like changed the fear of like.
And more approachable.
Yeah.
More like, hey, the humanized him a little bit more. But I was going to say, I didn't realize that's Ozzy up top
yeah.
there.
as a preacher,
Yeah.
Ozzy and Gene. That's why I got this out, because I was thinking, what albums
he
do I
knows
have
all
that
the
would be
details.
Ozzy?
I know he knows the details. We were just here to listen.
So this is basically
We're just killing time.
because for all intents and
because of the
purposes,
technical difficulties.
this is for all intents and purposes just a Fastway album, and that became it's a soundtrack for Trick or Treat. So there's a couple of the songs on here actually from other Fastway albums, so whatever.
Yeah.
But yes, Ozzy that's why I got it out, because we were talking to Ozzy today, and so that's what that one's.
Do we
all
have any
about.
other comments we want to
Oh yeah, man,
comment
we've got
on?
so many comments
Yeah.
on here.
On
and
the
we
live
really do.
stream.
On the live stream.
All right, live
And-
stream comments. Henry, go.
So let me see if I can get to the live stream comments, because there's a said things
That's what
on
we got
here.
Henry for.
Let's see.
So
Gotta-
Henrik, what do we have on the comments on the live stream? Can you put them up on the screen?
I
you see 'em?
can't. Give me just a moment here.
Let's see here. So we've had actually quite a few people.
I think he made the
Watching.
round glasses famous.
What's that?
Like the Lennon glasses?
Yeah.
I read somewhere that he really kind of looked up to, Lennon, McCartney, and the Beatles. I read that today.
Oh, that Ozzy did. Did you ever
Yes.
see the video of him meeting Paul McCartney?
No.
Is that a
it's-
good one?
They're older. Yeah, it's really cool. I mean, Ozzy looks almost like a little bit overwhelmed. Like, I can't believe I'm meeting Paul McCartney.
That's cute.
Sir
mean,
Paul
it's-
McCartney, yeah.
He was such a big deal. So let's see here. Can you make it just a little bit bigger?
Yeah, I'm working on it right now.
Yeah, that's and maybe we can have. either one of you want to read these? We've got so many comments. We've got comments on the.
Yeah. So how many
Yeah,
how
let
many
me read
comments
some.
we have on the live stream right now?
Like 30, 40.
Yeah, nice.
Quite a
Oh,
few on there.
nice.
Can you guys see those?
Can any of you read them?
Oh,
Yeah.
There we go. Are you guys getting that on your monitor?
Universe is brutal. Speak of the Devil. Boris Vallejo did the cover.
I love that Trick or Treat album.
Ultimate Sin was
Another, I
awesome.
love that Trick or Treat.
That's the one. Yep. Yeah, so some great comments.
Ozzy was a true original and should be remembered as the totally unique and wild artist that he was. There won't be another.
Nice.
That's probably true. You
Yeah.
can't. I mean, you
Who
can't.
said that?
From Ruben Kincaid.
Ruben Kincaid. Thanks, man. All right.
My heart hurts with this one.
Yeah. You have to remember it was Sharon who saved him after her father said, "He is washed up." Sharon took him and managed him to soul. Right. And there's a lot of debate, and people love Sharon, hate Sharon. I mean, talk about somebody
She's
else
a
that
polarizing figure, to
Yeah,
say the
someone
least.
else that transitioned, or you know, I mean, she's on The View for crying out loud there for a while.
So we have
Right?
So yeah, exactly.
I mean-
she was just like everywhere all of a sudden. So and it was like Ozzy almost needed somebody like her to
Yeah.
watch over him, take care of him.
Yin yang.
Seemed like
Balance
that.
him out.
Just
Yeah.
for success.
So that was that
So
was
top
kind
to
of a big
bottom
deal.
there, Henry, what do you got? The chats?
So I've got actually a consumer right here. So Sean Meyer is Ozzy RIP, Bill Tukolka RIP Ozzy, Rome loves Dan. Read these things and I'm like, oh God, he says his was hello there. Tim Miklos, did you read that one? There was only one. RIP Ozzy Osbourne. Blast your favorite Ozzy track and let's keep his fire alive because legends like Ozzy, they don't die, they echo forever in every riff.
yeah,
Thank
that's
you, Ozzy.
Yeah,
Oh,
well
nice.
said.
That was
Yeah.
well said.
Christian
Yeah.
Haynes, RIP Ozzy. Christian actually comments a lot on our stuff. He's
Yeah.
cool.
Zep Pearl, Sad Day.
He and that's his name's Vance. Sad Day. Yes, indeed, Vance. Thank you. Pinworm. Satan laughing spreads his wings.
That's nice.
Satan laughing. It's one of the so we're talking about the best Black Sabbath albums with Ozzy. To me, it's Paranoid. Mainly because of that song. Man, that song is great. Satan laughing spreads his wings.
Yeah.
So great, man. Let's see, GTR Rock Realm, Ron Haggerty, still hard to believe. Yes, indeed, that's the truth. And Vance has said a couple other things. I don't think anyone will go out like Ozzy did, which is pretty fascinating thinking about that too.
Oh, did they even
sorry,
say
what?
how he?
No, I'm just saying up here, Henry edits things. Shelley! Exclamation point. So Shelley.
Oh yeah,
Hello.
from Henry,
Your name.
from the other side
Yeah.
of the room.
There you go. Not this Henry. Right?
So
No, that's me.
that's him.
Henry edits things?
Yeah,
That's
that's
you?
me.
That's
I'm in the
yeah,
chat.
He's editing. He's editing things right now.
Dude.
So Randy
me
and
off.
so Vance says Randy and Ozzy together again. That's kind of an interesting thing to think about. You know, I've seen that on social media a lot today. Because of course Randy's now been gone for 43 years. Because it was March of 1982 when he was in the accident.
Did they give any details?
About
him? What? Like he just.
with Ozzy dying?
Yeah.
Well, he
Didn't get
he
out.
I mean, he was
Yeah,
pretty.
since like
he'd been having
2018.
some time. Isn't it, the timing is so
Dude,
crazy?
one of the things with the concert 2 weeks ago, you see him
Exactly.
backstage and he looks frail as all hell.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking, dude, how are you going to perform? But then he's getting everybody out there doing his Ozzy stuff and in the chair and holding the mic, and I'm like, dude, that's a way to go out right there on top with all your fans in your hometown. Like I was saying, it's almost like it was in a way scripted, but you know,
Did he have some kind of
it's
saying
awesome.
too with his shows? Like it's the last one, or I thought he had some kind of line about it always being the last one.
I don't know, but he definitely loved his fans, and
Without a doubt.
he was
I mean, I've read a lot of things like commenting, like, how great is this that he's getting together with his old original bandmates to do like a farewell show. That's kind of cool. You know?
If it does, turn it back off. Yeah, so, okay. Let's get a couple more of these.
Yeah.
We have so many.
Here's someone else that comments, Over the Mountain. That's a good one.
Over the mountain.
Slow down, Henry. DT plus the points. First saw Ozzy on the Bark of the Moon tour with Motley Crue opening.
Oh,
that's a
nice.
great bill. Mid-South Coliseum in Memphis. Well, let's just say, sorry, we lost track there. Let's just say it took him and managed him to go so. Oh no, I'm reading that.
No.
Oh,
Let's just say
thank you.
he ended up in jail. Was awesome.
That's great.
That's DT plus the points. That was awesome.
Yeah.
So Vance says Desire of a Madman was his first. Yeah. I don't know how you beat it. So amazing. Such a great one. You have to remember it was Sharon who saved him after her father said he was washed up. Yep.
Yeah, that's the
Which
one.
is Sharon Arden. Yeah, and her father. It's just, anyway, just so fascinating how that whole relationship. And then she's really, I think, why those two albums even exist. And what I mean by that is she pushed it and somehow worked out the funding, how they were, because they recorded those first two albums basically at the same time. And then they staggered the releases. But it was her kind of, as I remember the story, kind of thought this through financially, like, well, we can get both albums recorded for the money and then be able to have all this taken care of. So she was actually, I mean, she was pretty sharp from a business standpoint.
There's Pat Paradise. You see that one? Ozzy Sabbath music is so good that it transcends generations. My son Noah loves the first few Black Sabbath LPs. Yeah. That is true. I mean, his music, and I was telling my cousin Alex, dude, his shadow, just by the people that were at the farewell concert. I mean, think about anybody that's in rock, just the awesome. I mean, the power of the people that were there on so many different bands were playing tributes to Black Sabbath at the Back to the Beginning concert.
Yeah, I even mentioned on
it's
the video
incredible.
that I did, that I put out earlier, that even Tobias Forge from Ghost,
Yep.
which is like, what the heck is he doing here?
No, he's doing it because Ozzy and Black Sabbath, their shadow and their influence, like this guy just said, right? It's just so good, so good. So what else we got?
Did you read the one Scott Coburn, been listening to Tribute and watching Live and Loud, Thank You Madman? Did you read that one?
No.
I feel this is one of the.
I just saw someone saying that they thought their internet was jacked up. It's not.
And it's our
us.
it's jacked up.
It's us. Sorry. First live show, people.
Yeah, we didn't expect that this would be our test.
I just like
test live
everybody
show.
to know that we have it under control.
Well, word on the street is we
Are
have
we
it
under control?
Thank you, Henry.
Did you figure it out, Henrik?
Yeah, if you look at the cash up there, you can see.
I
think it was.
don't carry cash, just card.
I can't see that. You think what?
I think the board was just overheating.
Okay.
I got the cash down to like 60%.
Oh, cool. So
This is why you're here, bro.
Our mixing board is having a problem with the fan. Believe it or not, so we have an external fan that's blowing. Okay, anyway, that's a whole.
If we
other
had my
story.
angle up, I'd show you. But
All right.
Okay.
yeah.
All right. Sweet.
We got it.
That's why we have a producer to take care of the thing. So
Henry,
okay, here we go.
thank you. The fans,
So-
thank you.
Yes.
All 11 people that are watching, we love you, man.
You mean
Christian
46?
Haynes says rock on Henry.
Almost 50
46.
people at one point.
No, you got a shout out from Christian.
Nice.
Did you see that? Rock on Henry. Let's
Nice.
see. GTR
Gene
Rock
Simmons is
Realm,
jealous.
Ron Haggerty. We did our favorite Ozzy era Sabbath songs ranked just a couple weeks ago. Oh, so hey, GTR Rock Realm, if you did that on a video, post the link. Put the link in the chat so other people can get to it.
Nice.
If you've got videos where you did this stuff, put the links in the thing so other people can see them. Because people post those things. I go watch other people's videos a lot. It's cool getting that stuff.
I think people should sing their favorite line and send it in.
There you go. Now you're
Sing your
talking.
That's a
favorite
whole
line.
different
Should we,
live show.
should we
And send it
debut?
in.
I like
debut
that.
the
That
audio?
is thinking outside the box.
Dude, how do you beat those lines from the generals gathered in them? I mean, it's so the singing, the lyrics, the melody, and that stuff is, man. I don't know how you. Sorry, I don't know how you beat that. It's so freaking
You
good.
don't.
Okay, all right. So here we
That's
go.
why he's legendary.
DT plus the points. I first saw Ozzy. Do we already do that one? Ended
Yeah.
up in jail.
Oh, I want
Okay,
to
we
see
already
that one.
saw
I didn't
one.
like Ozzy. What?
Okay, what are you singing? Do you see it there? Been listening
Scroll
to
up
tribute.
one more.
Okay, that's what I was going to say. The tribute album. So Ozzy put out a few years after Randy died. He put out an album called Tribute, and sadly, I bought it when it came out, and I had it in pristine condition. And in one of my moves,
Someone out there has
someone
it.
out there has my Tribute, which
Hopefully.
makes me sick.
Hopefully it's not in the
Which
dump.
makes me sad because I haven't lost a lot of records, but I've had a few that just kind of like
disappeared.
disappeared, and that was one of them. And it makes me sad
Over the
because
mountain,
because
truck
about
'em over.
6 months ago I was
do
looking
that?
for it, like, where the heck did my tribute album go? And it was gone. So sad. Okay, let's see here. Saved him. Ozzy Sabbath music is so good that it transcends. We already did that one. R.I.P. Ozzy, you're glitching. Nothing too major. Let's see. Blah blah. I'm just a rock and roll rebel. That's from Wall of Rock. Just a rock and roll rebel. That was on. Do you have that one? We have that one out here too. Since we're talking about records, where is that one? It's. Did you pull it out
Did you
yet?
lose that one too? Oh,
No, I didn't lose that one. I've got it here.
In the
Oh, there it
move.
is, right there. Boom. Rock and roll rebel.
See,
That was
this is
Jakey
the
Lee stuff.
imagery.
It is on that album,
That
right?
is-
No, I'm making sure I
Scary.
don't say
You're gonna
something
have
stupid.
nightmares. This is why I didn't buy these. I would have nightmares.
Cover.
fabulous.
That cover freaked me
That
out. I
kind of
admit, when I was a
artistry?
young kid, that cover
I'm gonna be
freaked me out.
freaked out.
Although I still loved
tonight.
Like now, people just
I'm
have AI
sleeping
do
on my
that.
own.
They
So-
didn't even have AI. And
The
Yeah,
first
that's like-
album. So,
Straight out of Thriller makeup room.
you know what? That's right. This does have that Thriller look. Okay, so Ozzy had the two albums. Just to put this in context, he had the two albums we discussed.
That's
That
He
looks
put out the live album,
scary.
Speak of the Devil, and then this was man, the story about Ozzy is so interesting because it's this constant Sabbath. He gets kicked out, he rises from the ashes, finds Randy Rhoads, and then, Phoenix. Then somehow Brad Gillis comes in, Speak of the Devil, rises from the ashes, playing old Black Sabbath stuff. Then Brad Gillis leaves. Now what? He doesn't have Randy. He doesn't have the Black Sabbath stuff to fall back on. What happens? Jakey Lee shows up.
Right.
Then this comes out. Boom! And it's so good. I mean, it's so good. That's the one that Tobias sang at the concert.
Right.
He sang Bark at the Moon. So cool, man. So then he rises from the ashes again. And they put out this album and then
And Ultimate Sin.
and then this one, right? And then I don't have any vinyl after this. Sadly, it was all CDs. But then
Yeah.
then we end up with Zach and
Putting that out there so I don't sleep tonight. For sure.
these were so cool. They were just. This
I mean,
stuff
looking
was so
back,
cool.
I mean, still, I don't like the imagery, but that's just me.
I love it.
I'm a scaredy cat.
I think it's amazing.
He's Gary's a little too sensitive. Okay, here we go. So let's go. So go.
Scaredy cat.
We're missing so many people. Okay,
Scaredy
so Jeff said, I love that Trick or Treat album. So does HAXAW. Let's see. GTR Rock Realm said that Ozzy played the preacher in the movie. Let's see here.
I like when you have the
Jeff-
scrolling up there. Like,
They don't like it when I'm reading.
Who said that?
I love it when you're
because you want
reading.
the scrolling up there.
Oh, so we can see the new ones when they come in.
Yeah, because I'm going back and finding all these things. So Jeff, LOL, I want to drive my. That's great. Robert Alonzo, glad you're paying homage. Yes, we had to do that today. Lifetime Music, his voice will outlast all of us. That is the truth. We sold our souls for rock and roll. It's got everything you need. Of course, that's Black Sabbath stuff. That was awesome stuff. I don't have that one on vinyl. I've got several of the early Black Sabbath albums, but I don't have that one on vinyl. First show ever, Bark at the Moon tour, 84, Richfield, Coliseum, Rest Easy Oz. That's from John Harmon. Robert Alonzo, Gene Simmons is jealous.
She sure is. Well, I don't know.
Maybe not today,
Nah, yeah.
but Gene Simmons, yeah. Look, it goes back to something that I was saying earlier in the previous video that we did earlier today, and the overall discussion here is that Ozzy has become such a universal household name that I don't think Gene Simmons even is there.
I wonder if, did the Osbournes or Family Jewels come out first?
That's a good question. I thought the Osbournes did. I thought Gene was kind of like coming in, like, hey, there's a great idea.
This is why we have a
Everybody's putting out
producer, right?
Yeah. Can you look
So-
that up for us? I'm pretty sure it was Ozzy, though. Because
Right.
it seems like Gene was rolling in like, hey, this seems to work for a lot of people. I'm going to do
Yeah,
it, too.
I'm cool.
Yeah, I'm a cool guy that has a cool life, and his whole you want to talk about staged. See, the thing about the thing about the Osbournes was I think that was all the Ozzy stuff was so real.
Dude,
The Gene
that's what
Simmons
makes
stuff
it
in
fun.
Family Jewels was so like
That
everything
made
was
it
staged.
fun to watch was to watch Ozzy, and I didn't watch a lot of episodes, but we were talking about that while you guys had the technical difficulties. Is the fact that part of that was the fact that he did kind of bumble and mumble and do his stuff. Dude, he did the Ozzy and Jack road trip show too. That's the second show that he had going on. I've watched a couple of those. They're like camping in Arizona. I'm like in an RV or something, and I was like, what? Like, how entertaining is that? Yeah.
It's such a okay. This is a strange world we live in, because you have these rock stars that are supposed to be almost like these untouchable mythological people, and then we see them eating breakfast, and it's weird, right? Because what would it have been like to see Robert Plant?
Well, that's what makes it's the behind.
It's such a strange thing that we live in
and that's
now.
what Shelley was saying. It's the humanization or the humanizing of our icons to be able to walk amongst the gods.
Yeah, exactly.
And that's the "To God Is Dead" from the Black Sabbath 13 was what I was listening to as I pulled up to the studio. That is a great song. God Is Dead from
Oh, yeah, I
Black
remember
Sabbath
that.
13. That is so heavy. It's awesome. Who likes that? 13's a great album.
Yeah, because that was when they did
Great
that last
album.
tour. That was basically what they were touring on.
Yeah. So good.
So yeah, that was so okay. So GTR Rock Realm. There's the link. He says he put the link out there.
Thanks, Henry.
So go check out that link.
Ozzy breaking all the rules in heaven.
Our Randy Rhoads tribute and Crocus Alive and Screaming were the first two live albums I ever heard. Crocus, man.
Yeah.
I actually was talking about
I
Mark
seen you
Storaci
had
in a
the
video
Crocus
recently.
album back here when
I
I was
do
looking
have-
for something. But
Headhunter, I think, is
Yes.
sitting right behind you.
I know. Mike Feeney, if you're watching, you had Headhunter on your turntable.
Okay, and so here he says, "Mama, I'm coming home" has much more powerful meaning. That's Mesoliptic J. Yes, indeed. Mama, I'm coming home.
Yeah.
Wall of the Rock, Bark at the Moon. Yes, indeed. Let's see, JW, Ozzy breaking all the rules in heaven.
Yeah, that's now we're getting caught up here.
Okay, I think
job.
I probably skipped a ton of them from up top, but
No, if we
Jay
haven't read
actually comments
yours,
a lot on our videos.
if you
Thanks,
haven't
Jay.
read them, we're sorry, but we appreciate you guys watching and paying tribute, man.
Yes,
That's awesome.
Ron Haggerty again. Center of Eternity is probably my favorite Ozzy song. Chris Bullis, No Rest for the Wicked was my first Ozzy album.
That's a great album too. That's with Zach.
cool.
That's a great
Yeah.
album.
Look, he had this amazing. Okay, Tony Iommi, like the riff god, if there ever was one. I mean, just go.
Arguably. I mean, people say Jimmy Page,
Okay.
right? But let's go Tommy Iommi in this case.
The reason I say that,
Go ahead.
there's nothing against Jimmy Page, and I'm not even going to argue about the differences between the two and who's
They're
better.
very
or whatever.
different.
It's just that what Tony Iommi did was song after song after song. It was guitar hook. Now Jimmy Page had a lot of guitar hooks, but not the same way that Tony Iommi did.
they're different.
It was hook, 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 everything. From the very, very first song, ba, na, na, and then da, 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 it was like hook after hook after hook, album after album after album, and you just go down the list.
entertaining just listening. We should just do a
but
live
why was
show
I
of
saying
you.
this? What was I saying? Because somebody made a comment about
No Rest for the
something.
Wicked, first album. Then you're talking about
Oh
Zach.
yeah. So when you think about what happened with his career, he starts his career off with Tony Iommi, who's arguably the god of riffs. You go to the next album, Iron Man. I mean, is there a more kind of quintessential that song? And then Paranoid.
Yeah, no.
So,
it's-
and you just go album after album. So then what does he do after he leaves Tony Iommi? What does he find? Randy Rhoads. Again, what is Randy Rhoads? Riffs. And it gets back to what I said a little while ago about what was the song? Oh my gosh, I can't believe I just said it like minutes ago. But it was off of Diary of a Madman. Riff, riff, riff in these albums. And then, so he has those two albums. And then talk about one of the greatest riffs, Crazy Train. I mean, it's
we just
like
talked about that.
I know, that's my thing. So he leaves a riff god, finds another riff god
Sure.
to come in and
we talked about how Vito Bratta was almost brought in after Randy, and he picked Brad Gillis, who didn't really write.
No,
the
he just-
master.
he just filled in
the
filled
void,
in a spot.
right? But
Yeah.
then you got Jakey Lee, great. You got Zach, who I think's he's awesome.
He's
I
one of
love
the
Zach.
last like guitar gods. You know what I
Right.
mean? I mean, there are others that are great, but there was something about him that he feels like he's part of that world from the 80s when we had the guitar gods. He feels like he is like one
Zakk
of those
Wylde
people.
pays tribute. I've listened to a lot of interviews with him, and he is so indebted and so loving and so kind, and his image is anything but. And he's so loving and kind and pays so much respect to Ozzy that one interview I remember him saying that, hey, like Ozzy calls him up just to whatever, talk, hey, what's going on? Hey, I'm going to put a show together or I'm going to go on tour. He's like, I'm there. I mean, just so like, this is the guy that gave me the opportunity and picked me from obscurity to be where I'm at today. Like, how great is that? That to me is awesome. You want to read some of the comments out there?
God, there's so
Shell?
many. Yeah. Check it out.
Let Shelly
So-
read one, man.
Oh, sorry. Here, you want to read some? Do you see? Are there? You see?
No,
do you
they
still see
were
them
on
up
there.
We're on
Henry.
Do you still see stuff up there?
There
Can
we
you
go.
read 'em?
There we go.
Because we haven't even looked at the ones from the video today, and we've got hundreds on that on the
I'm
video
sure.
that we
But
posted.
we're
today.
live. Got to.
JW,
Okay, you
the
want to take
man,
a
the
couple?
legend, Ozzy, told Circus Magazine that him and Jake E. Lee used to watch Bizarre. Oh,
That would be Triple X.
Triple X movies together, and after it was
that's funny.
over, Ozzy says to his guitar player, "Let's go to KFC and get laid."
That's funny. Okay.
Okay.
Alright.
I walked down the aisle in 1991 to Fluff and was listening on loop when I heard Ozzy passing this morning. R.I.P. Ozzy.
Oh, interesting.
From an Aussie.
You know what's funny? We actually have several people in Australia that watch that comment and contact us on our
Yeah.
channel. It's kind of interesting. I
Australia.
wonder if I can move the monitor up closer. You know, it's funny. Nobody that ever watches the show
I-
gets to see all the
stuff
world
behind.
sitting in.
No, that's all
the
right.
Studio here.
I always feel like I'm looking up to the monitor. But yeah, let's. Oh, look at that. Can you see that a little better? JW, we appreciate you're actually putting in a couple comments. The article was in August 1987. This is probably for the one that you're talking about him going to KFC. And I mean, I don't know, Ozzy, man, I would think you wouldn't be trolling for chicks at KFC. Like, what the hell? Like, that doesn't even make any sense. Like, that's what he's saying. Article is in Circus Magazine, August 1987. You can look it up, right?
We have a bunch
Oh,
of circuses
look,
here.
GTR Rock Realm, Ron Haggerty, commenting on what you were just saying. Spot on, no matter what singer, Tommy Iommi is a
Tony.
riff man. Why did I say Tommy?
It's
all
funny.
the
The other day you said that.
I
You
said that too,
and
now
I was
it's
like, dude,
jacked up in
now
my
it's
head.
just like
Tony.
Henrik.
Tony Iommi is a riff master. Henrik, man, I'm sorry. Henrik. All right.
Yes, he was the. Now he's writing
Oh my
Heinrich
gosh,
in the
was this-
comments.
Was that part of the? My best memory was when he left the smoothie machine on and fell asleep. This is the story.
Oh, check it out. So GTR Rock Realm, I'm glad Vito didn't join because we probably wouldn't have gotten White Lion as we had them. By the way, your episode on Pride album was killer. Cool. Thank you very
Thank
much
you.
for saying that. And that was largely because of you,
Largely because of me. Because, you
We
know,
wouldn't have
all the
done that
good
one.
content flows.
through Gary.
Not really.
Well,
No.
because I
we
wouldn't have-
complement each other well. That's why we make a
You-
good team.
Yeah, because we wouldn't have done that if it wasn't for you. So.
Right?
Let's see here. Never was a.
I'm not even going to compare that I'm your Randy Rhoads to your Ozzy. Right? Anything stupid like that. That'd be dumb.
Let's see here. So
JW Chickens. That's hilarious. What was it? My best.
Ne-
well, you
we
started
missed
reading
one.
about the best memory about the smoothie
never
machine.
a big
That must
fan
be
of
on the
Ozzy, but my
show.
heart
That must be
goes
on the
out to
show,
his
yeah.
family and fans. Glad he had a huge career. Thank you, Andy.
Smoothie machine smoking and nearly on fire. He still drank the smoothie from it.
What?
You know,
My
when
what?
you've had a
It must have been.
It must have been from the
the
show.
The show, the
Smoothie
TV
machine
show.
on and fell
so
asleep.
Measure L.
Oh, that was probably
Liptic
from. It had to
J.
be from.
Had to
an
be from the
Osbournes.
show. Yeah, I mean that was entertaining on so many levels. Right? I mean, like you said, I'm eating breakfast, Sharon, you know, whatever. So, you know, that, I mean, it is, see the behind the scenes, like they put on their pants one leg at a time, right? And to see those kinds of things, like Gene, and we mentioned Gene earlier, he would never be behind the scenes like that.
No.
Because he's got the persona I got to protect or whatever. And $12,495 to be your roadie. Gene, I'm still pissed.
It's true. We've had.
And
Wait,
your
did
gene
you
pack-
get the?
and
Didn't,
the gene
didn't somebody
package-
write in who paid for
Yeah.
that?
Yeah.
People
well,
did.
We didn't write in. We
read
haven't
an
put out
article.
the video yet because we have a bunch of videos we've still not put out yet, and we did one where we read somebody that actually went through that experience.
Yeah.
I've got to find
Somebody
that.
did. But here's the thing: is that the behind the scenes, we just did the one video about the Kiss cruise coming to Vegas, Kiss landlocked
Oh,
or
yeah, we've
whatever.
had
How many of you watched that?
we got a lot of views on that one.
Yeah, the Gene package, ironically, was the most expensive one, I think. Ironic, and the Catman was the cheapest
That was-
one.
But you know what? But we were missing. We said we were missing the Onk package, and you know what?
somebody
We're missing-
commented on
we
that.
were missing the Fox package. We didn't even think about that.
Eric Carr.
Yes, there should be 6
6 packages.
packages, and we only get 4. And then of course Peters is the cheap
Yeah.
one.
Measure Liptic J. Yeah, it was from the reality
Okay.
show.
The reality
Osbournes
show,
in 2002.
2002.
Awesome.
Did you see the one I met Vito out back of auditorium when they were opening for Ozzy No Rest for the Wicked tour?
Nice.
Oh, that's cool.
Watch
wow.
Meant
That's
for
really
You.
cool.
That's a cool experience. I can't say that. Looking for chickens as opposed to chicks. JW, I like that. Controlling
I
for
think Randy's
chickens.
auditioning Ozzy and Randy before he hears him sing says you got the gig. R.I.P. Ozzy. That's great. I think Randy is auditioning
Joseph
Ozzy
Linnell,
and
yeah.
Randy before he hears him sing says you got the gig. R.I.P. Ozzy. That's awesome. Okay,
Which one was that?
that's the most recent one there down at the
Oh,
bottom.
Joseph Linnell.
Yeah.
I think Randy's auditioning Ozzy and Randy before he hears him
Okay.
sing. Right.
And you see who just put R.I.P. Ozzy?
That's your daughter?
That's my daughter, but not the one that went to the concert. That's my
Bailey.
daughter, though. Bailey, that's
Shout
awesome.
out.
She's watching. I don't think she's probably never watched one of these things before ever.
Bailey, you can chime in. How many of these videos
So,
have
Bailey-
you watched?
Bailey is this hyper talented musician who doesn't really like to play music. She's got perfect pitch. You know what that is?
Yeah.
Like you can hear. It was the craziest thing. We were at a church meeting once, and she was sitting there. We were singing a song, and she goes, "This is in the key of D," and I go, "What?" And I'm thinking she's looking at the staff or something. So later that day, we're at the house, and I get a piano, and I have her sit down, and I go, "What note is this?" Cling, and she didn't look, and she goes, "That's a D." Ding, and she starts naming them, and then I start doing intervals. and I play, G
impressive.
and A, and then she just like she said it was crazy because I can't do
All right.
that.
She's
Bailey
there.
just
Sorry.
commented
I'm
in.
supposed to be working right
I'm supposed to
now.
be working right now. She's funny. That's funny. So I thought
Well
Vito
played.
was.
Don't let your boss see this.
I thought Vito was my friend Tim. Oh, that's funny. He was smoking a cigarette. That's great. If I remember correctly, Ozzy had Joe Satriani and Steve Vai during the 90s.
I saw
Did he
a
do that?
comment. Steve Vai. I think he recorded. I follow Steve Vai. I love Steve Vai, but I follow Steve Vai on Facebook, and he had a comment there that, hey, thanks, rest in peace, Ozzy. Just heard, and he had something saying how he worked at Steve Vai's studio in the '90s, so maybe there was some collaboration or whatever during that time. Oh, here we go.
Interesting.
Steve Vai and Ozzy collaborated on music, most notably co-writing the song "My Little Man" for
From
Ozzy's
Osmosis.
Osmosis. That was a great album too.
That is crazy.
And that
I
was a
didn't know
really
that.
cool
I
cover,
didn't know it.
right? That was a really cool cover with Ozzy. I mean, these scared me. Osmosis did not. That just had the eyes all over the cover. Maybe Heinrich can find something.
Well,
to
the
show
other
us
one,
that.
No More Tears, wouldn't have scared you either.
No, he
That
was sitting
pretty
in the
mellow.
chair, right? No,
Oh, you're
I'm
right.
thinking
It was
that.
just kind of
Eyes
a
all over.
profile shot, wasn't
Yeah.
it? Kind of brown.
Yeah, see,
looking?
check it out.
That's not scary.
Not scary.
Not scary. Scary. Gary gets scared easy.
Speaking of Steve Vai, who I was talking to last night on the phone? I spent an hour on the phone, I think just yesterday, with Troy Bartlett, and we were talking about Steve Vai part of the time.
Nice.
So, Troy, I doubt
Yeah,
Troy's
Steve Vai
watching. know
played on
sometimes-
Osmosis.
Okay, there you go.
Got a Watchman for you. We just need to ask you
Didn't expect
guys,
to
what are we
brag
looking it
about
up
going on.
for?
This is funny.
Right? Like,
This is
see-
great. Okay.
Pat Paradise. He just chimed in.
My son's friend AJ.
You guys keep chiming in. We love it.
Yes, indeed. My son's friend AJ loves
We
some
won't ramble.
music of the more recent Ozzy singles.
Oh.
Yeah. Weirder combination with Vi and Ozzy, or weird with Vi with Whitesnake. Definitely Vi with Whitesnake. That just
Yes.
makes no sense. Vi with Ozzy makes some sense because he did have,
Virtuosos.
because he had these virtuosos. But Steve Vai with Whitesnake, when that happened, I remember when that happened, and I thought, what? Wait a minute. I love Steve Vai. Nothing against him. I've got Alcatraz. I've got all kinds of
All
Steve.
that
I've been
stuff.
into Steve Vai since Flexible. But when he joined Whitesnake, it's like, guys, you're a blues band.
Dude, it's Steve Vai's Flexible. I remember ordering that online and got the cassette and the whole little package that he got. And I read somewhere, because it was all self-made, self-produced, and just at his house on some like 4-track or whatever. And he never intended to put it out. And I remember reading an article that he sold so many of those. He made a small fortune. Great move back when mail order. Can you imagine?
Mail order.
Yeah,
All from his
seriously.
home.
All from his home. Like, he was packing that stuff up. I think he had like family members like putting in, like his parents or something crazy. It was really pretty
Then he
nuts.
becomes a legend.
You guys know what I'm talking about. Flexible made a fortune. Steve Vai Flexible. Henry, fact check me. I'm just
Yeah,
kidding.
I had
We're live.
first time I heard it, somebody had the cassette, and they're like, "Dude, you got to hear this," because I was a guitar
It's
player.
so
and
weird.
you're like,
It's so weird. It was so good.
Okay, I'm gonna read a few of these from the video that we put out today. If you haven't seen it, I didn't. Obviously had no idea. We recorded a video yesterday talking about Ozzy, and it kind of asking the question and talking about how the fact that he became kind of this universally known person. And I was just talking about that fact. Put it out today. Had it scheduled to come out at 12:30, and right around that same time, the announcement came out. So a bunch of people have commented on this. We've had thousands of views on this video. So let's see here.
You can go check
I'll read
it
a
out
few of these while
after
we're
our
going
live
through
show.
those too.
Because I know you guys are highly entertained right here.
So first heard Sabbath here in England in 1978 in a little rugby club hall disco. First time I saw groups of guys headbanging. That's interesting. I will
That's
never
nuts.
forget what a difference Ozzy and the guys have made to my life. R.I.P. Brother Fly High Oz X. That's from Brian Brooks 4448. Oh, this is funny. So
Oh my gosh.
Grandpa Rock and Talk, he comments a lot. He's a cool guy. I can't believe I was watching this and my phone started blowing up. R.I.P. Ozzy. Yeah, exactly. I put the video out.
Right.
I talked about this at the beginning.
Yes.
I obviously had no idea what was going to happen. You put the video out, and then all of a sudden everybody's like, wait, what's going on here?
Great comments.
Let's see here. So, and the things that I was talking about was, okay, he's doing
it's
the
up
screen.
there. Nice.
The thing I was talking about,
Henry, you're amazing.
yeah, man, he's got it all together over there. And what I was
You're
talking about in the
amazing, just the
video
way you are.
that we did earlier today was what was it, one thing or a combination of all the different things in his life that made him be this kind of?
I think it
So
transcends everything. That's what makes him Ozzy.
So Josh Anderson J6V says, bottom line, it was his voice, and as unmistakable as is Elvis. Everything else enhanced it and added to the legend. All the biting heads off bats, crazy drug stories, his endearing personality, etc. But in the end, nobody sounded like Ozzy. That's true. He was unique and really had a beauty in his voice, as hard to quantify. R.I.P. Prince
Yeah.
of Darkness.
That's something that Smashing Pumpkins guy. I read that he had
Billy
kind of
Corgan.
Billy
Yeah.
Corgan put something out. He's like, no matter what, Ozzy's voice is so distinct and original, and just there's like, I think you put it on the one video that you're reading the comments from. There's this X factor that you can't say, but
Yep.
it's unique. I mean, Elvis, and there's those iconic people that you're like, wow, Ozzy sounds awesome. I was just saying, I listened to 13 on the way over here just because that was on. I'm like, okay, I'll listen to that. It was the most recent thing. So strong and so awesome, so Ozzy.
And
It's great.
And I'm going to add something to that enhances this point, because he was such a human. Okay, so I want to do a comparison. So a couple nights ago, I went and saw the current version of Queensryche. Okay, and the guy sounds like Jeff Tate, right?
Right.
And Jeff Tate is this like masterful, perfect voice, perfect, whatever.
Awesome singer.
Yes. Now, Ozzy, you can go find an old video of him with Randy Rhoads, and I can't remember what the song is they're playing. It might be Flying High Again or something.
Like
but they
behind
did
the
it.
scenes as they're like
But
rehearsing
no,
it.
yeah, and his voice cracks in the middle of this tune. And I think they were broadcasting on a TV show or something.
Yeah.
And you can't imagine Jeff Tate or Bruce Dickinson or Ronnie
these,
James
like-
Dio, their voice cracking under any circumstances. But Ozzy did, and what was so weird about it, it was like okay. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
There was
You can
something,
pull it
because he
off.
was because there was something so normal about him that it happened, and you just like, if it happened with these other guys, you'd be like, what's going on here? But it happens with Ozzy, and you're like, yeah, because Ozzy's he's this guy that's like everybody else somehow.
Right.
There's something
Well, and
normal
there is-
about
yeah.
him.
I think that's
So-
even kind of like when you look at him, even in the band photos. 'Cause there's been so many photos of him with Black Sabbath since the reunion concert,
Yep.
and you look at them all. Ozzy, I love his long hair, and he looked like he could have been in Pink Floyd just as much as Black Sabbath at the time, right? With the David Gilmour look.
Yeah, he did have a little
And
bit.
and you're just going, he looks normal. When you have Bill Ward, Tony Iommi, just trying to get that right, and Geezer Butler with the mustache and the beard and the kind of bigger, kind of fuzzier hair, like Ozzy looked normal.
But
Like, how's that even possible?
But
Like, but he just, to me, also made him that much more approachable. Like, as a fan, you're going, I can get behind this guy. And the other, it's just cool.
And in the video that I made today, this was part of the discussion. It was the fact that Ozzy was, and I kept using the word frumpy, and some people commented about that. I've never heard him called frumpy, and I'm like, I think is a great word for it, because he was a little bit, he was a little bit chubby sometimes, and he looked normal, you
Right.
know? And what I was doing is I was comparing him to Robert Plant, where Robert Plant looks like this Greek god, with this blonde, flowing hair, and his chest, and his everything about him was just like rock god, Greek god. And then next to Ozzy, you go, how is it that Ozzy's the one that everybody knows 55 years later? And if I were to say everybody's heard of Led Zeppelin, but how many people, in other
Identify,
generations
yeah.
would know the name Robert
That's-
Plant?
that's a good
And that
point.
was my whole thing. They'd know Led Zeppelin, but yet he's the one that you look at him and go, this is the definition of rock star. You know, everything about him. And Ozzy is like the opposite of that. And yet he is every bit as...
Maybe that's his signature,
But
is that he's approachable.
Yeah, that's part of the thing, I think, that that made him so unique, was
Yeah.
that unusual normalcy about the guy.
I'm just looking at some of the comments.
missing
Watchmen
tons
for
of
you.
stuff.
Bob Daly was working on that album, Osmosis, with Ozzy and Vi Studio. It was going to be the whole album. Bob talks about it in his book I'm right now reading. Thank you, Watchmen.
Bob
for
Daisley?
You.
Oh, Bob Daisley. Okay.
Yeah.
I was like, wait, who? Okay, I understand.
JW.
That's interesting.
You want to read that one? Just above the little bar there.
Wait, didn't Bob Daisley he has a book out? He does have a book out, right?
Okay. I'm trying to read the comments.
Oh, sorry.
Give
I'm
props
interfering.
to the fans. Go ahead, Shelley.
Oh, Watchmen for you. Ozzy and Elvis, the most unique vocals in history of rock. BR549. No, that bat was real, but it was an accident. Yeah, we talked about that.
All right, so where you at on the list?
Last one, JW. That's the booze making Ozzy chubby.
Jay, you're pretty funny. I like it. The booze was making Ozzy chubby. Got it.
Okay, Bob Daisley, that's right. For fact's sake, I remember looking this up, and I remember he didn't have an audiobook, and this is why I haven't listened to it. Because I usually do audiobooks. Sorry, I didn't
JTL
mean to
Rock
interrupt
Realm.
again.
Nice to hear someone else back the 13 album. I always thought it was killer too. Once
Yeah.
again, props. I'm just saying, I got good taste. I'm kidding. This is my persona.
Let's see.
Or is it?
Robert, you mentioned audiobooks. Good time to plug Audio Mover. Bob Daisley, if you come here, you can record your...
Yeah, Bob Daisley, we will record your audiobook here in the studio. We've done a lot of audiobooks here
you have.
in the studio.
Yes. Thank you, Henry,
So-
keeping us on point.
Yeah, we can
Pay the
may as well
bills
throw
around
that
here.
in while we're talking about this. We are in a full production studio where we can do audiobooks. Matter of fact, we're going to
gonna
do
be
your
doing my
audiobook
audiobooks.
really soon.
Yeah.
Nice,
For-
Shelley.
I've got it right
Oh
here.
my gosh, you have my book up there? Cute. This
Right
is my
there.
book.
That's your book. I need to get
Alright.
you to sign this. Anyway.
Well, that's awesome. Shelley's written a couple books, guys.
She's got several books out.
All right.
Yes,
Look her
so
up.
I remember somebody had pointed out that Bob Daisley had
Put
put
the
a book
plug
out,
in.
and I
Put
looked it
her
up.
Stuff in down on the comments or whatever, so you guys can look it up.
Yes, indeed. So let me throw a couple
There you
more
go,
of these.
Shelley. I'm helping you out too. It's not all about me. I keep it short.
Okay. Let's see here. Oh, we will long remember this day and where we all were, what we were doing when we heard the news, and how it feels afterward. The world changed today. Thank you for posting this. That was from Spiritual Hammer 392. Thank you for saying that. The news just broke. Ozzy Osbourne died. TMZ is reporting. Yeah, again,
We beat
a lot of
TMZ.
people were posting, were watching
Yeah.
the video that we put out when the news was coming out.
Right. But the fact that we beat TMZ to the news story, just saying, all your
We were
movers on
talking
top
about
of their
Ozzy
game.
before TMZ was. That's funny. Let's see. From what I understand, from what I understand, Speak of the Devil was a contractual obligation with Don Arden. He did have, I don't remember the whole story, but that was a Shy Tweed Bone 2663. From what I understand, he had to have an album out. He lost Randy, and it's like, what do we do now? We're going to go play some shows, record some Black Sabbath stuff, since we already have all this music, and he had the rights to it, or had the ability to have the rights to it. And so then that's...
I'll read the next
Oh,
one.
I know.
Roots-
I like that one. Kevin Rooney, 8143. My mother is 80 and she knows who Ozzy, Kiss, Zeppelin, Rush, Van Halen, and Metallica
That's
are.
awesome.
Kevin
Go
Rooney,
your
you
mother.
got a
Woo.
great mom right there. Right?
She wasn't the one throwing away the T-shirts and stuff like your parents,
Yeah.
right?
I don't think... My parents never threw away T-shirts.
No, that was mine.
Oh, yours.
That
That
was-
was your story.
Yeah, if I got something that looked like this, dude, that shit was gone. Like straight up disappeared in my laundry. Right? Because I didn't do my laundry as a kid. My mom took care of me. Old school. And I come back, I'm like, where's my Ozzy shirt? What Ozzy shirt?
We need a
I don't
picture of
know.
your mom. Send a picture in of her.
So
Yeah, Kevin Rooney. That's right, we'll
awesome.
give tribute.
Christian Haynes, I think he was commenting on the live stream a minute ago, but he has something on the video in 1954. Actually, Christian comments. He comments
does,
a lot
he
on
does.
the videos.
Thanks,
He's
Christian.
awesome. Was watching this video and just heard that Ozzy died. You and Ozzy are forever linked in my memory, Robert. Keep rocking, my friend. Thank you.
Oh.
That is actually really that's really cool. And again, that was just such a strange thing. And Christian, now that will always be connected in my mind. Now that
There you go.
that little
Cool.
connection, that's cool. So let's see here. DZ does it.
DZ does it. DZ does
993.
it.
Truly
Nice.
heartbroken losing the Prince of Darkness. It's bittersweet knowing the last time we saw him was him playing with his childhood friends one last time, and the whole world was blessed to be able to witness it. R.I.P. Ozzy. Your
shoes will never be able to be filled. Hey,
Vance was messaged earlier, and I said something about that because it was just, so strange that it happened so quickly after that thing. And I when I heard that he passed away, the first thing I thought was, that's awesome that one of the last things he was able to do was go do a show.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm
that
saying. Like,
goes out
incredible.
on top. I mean, to have that.
Right? And with Bill
the
Ward
timing.
there.
And with Bill Ward. That was the one thing that made me sad when I saw them on that last tour, that Bill Ward was not there, because I love Bill Ward, man. And you want to know something? Those early pictures, he was the coolest looking guy in the
He
band.
did look cool.
He was a cool looking dude.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's
Good.
see here.
Why is it that the drummers don't get really a lot of cred? I mean, Bill Ward, cool. Peter Criss, we have that. We talked about that. He
Doesn't
definitely
get
not get his.
He
The
was
Catman
he's
does
tier
not get
4.
his due.
He's the cheap package. It's true.
Yeah, just saying. That's a reference back to our other video that we talked about. The Kiss Cruise.
And Eric Carr, no package.
The Fox.
The Fox, no package at all.
That was a pretty crazy makeup. But let's stay on Ozzy.
Yeah,
We're not going to get
sorry.
sidetracked. Right?
Okay, yes.
We have the tendency to sometimes do that.
R.I.P.
Let's
the
see, Pinworm,
Ozmen
yes, the
goeth.
timing.
Nice.
The upside 45 years later, Bill Ward gets his
We just
due.
talked about that.
Let's see. John Katsuda's 4767. Ozzy got to do one last set of Solo and Black Sabbath, and less than a month later, he's gone. Rest in peace, Ozzy Osbourne. Black Sabbath and Ozzy Osbourne live way longer than any of us. And it is interesting that even though I said this in the video too, even though it was about Black Sabbath, it's hard to have anything about Black Sabbath that's not also at the same time just about Ozzy.
But Ozzy had the whole set previous.
That's what I mean.
I mean,
and then he did that all that
Tony was
Ozzy
talking
stuff.
about. They were worried because they guessed behind the scenes. Obviously, they knew how frail he was when they were rehearsing and doing stuff. And I read that Tony said something like there was a couple tracks that they decided let's not play this.
Yeah, because they only did like 4 songs, and they were going to do 7 or something like that.
And
No, I
Tony
can't
was
remember.
worried that
But yeah, they
Ozzy
cut
was
it out.
going to be doing too much of the solo stuff. But I mean, maybe they kind of knew. I'm so grateful for him to go out on top and to have that opportunity, like the guy just commented, for the whole world to see, because they were streaming that all over the place. So it's pretty cool. Let's do a couple more and then go back to the live stream, because you guys can read all this.
Yeah, there's so many.
There's so many great comments, and we appreciate all you guys that watch, comment. I mean, we do this. We love it. It's just a fabric of growing up when we grew up. But for you guys to kind of share the journey with us, it's kind of a cool experience. Just
So
saying.
this one's interesting because he's commenting on pushing back a little bit on some of the stuff I said, a little bit, not a bit. It's P Gavin 96
You're gonna
93
pick the
96.
longest one.
That's why I picked it, because it was like thoughtful, and he was pushing back a little bit on what I was saying.
P
So then
Gavin
it-
9396.
So if you disagree
you're
with
getting-
me,
you're
you get
getting it.
pushed to the front of the line.
All right.
Okay. Even though he was a 3.5 octave baritone singer, his style and delivery was as unique as anyone.
Okay,
That's
good.
true. Very distinctive vocal style that you could pick out in any crowd. Yes. Plus his over-the-top personality and mystique. Realistically, he should have died a long time ago. What a wild ride it's been. R.I.P. to one of the greatest to ever hold a microphone and perform rock. And for the record, this is the part, he was very handsome in his younger years. Not a chiseled god, but he was handsome. Argue all you want. And the
that's
truth
true.
is,
That's
when he
true.
was a young
Yeah.
guy, those early pictures, he was a cool-looking dude. He was.
Okay.
I mean, I think he did
let's-
look cool.
You've seen some of the older pictures from a
Yeah.
female's perspective. Handsome guy.
I thought so.
In Shelley's perspective.
Yeah, I didn't think frumpy.
The reason I say
Yes.
that is because so many of the early pictures you see of him, you start going into the 70s and into the 80s, he put on a few pounds. And
That's
he
all
was
the
Who
boozing.
doesn't? I put on
Yeah.
pounds all the
there
time.
we got some pictures,
but
right?
I'm just saying that
Look, pull up
there
the
was,
one on the far left, top. Yep. There we go.
He was he no doubt about it. He was a cool looking dude.
Let's look at
He
that.
was.
But
Nice. Look at that.
Yeah.
He already has the Ozzy tattoo
is this
on
going
his
out?
hand.
Is this screen going out, or are we the only ones seeing it?
I can send it. Hold on.
Unless there's something on the
I
screen you
date
don't
him.
want to be seen by the world. I
good.
don't see anything
Right?
up there.
I'm not going to say I date him, but
There you go.
he's a good-looking guy.
Yeah, he was a good-looking dude. He was a cool-looking guy. I'm just
Right.
saying that as time went on, and he did not have the Robert Plant again Greek god.
But that's
thing.
also what sets him apart.
I agree.
I think that's
so. I'm
great.
not. So he's just pushing back or cheating.
Right, because tell me, isn't music is so much of a copycat, right?
Yeah.
It's copycat. You got a formula. Okay, this is working. We'll have a blonde lead singer. Like think about Roger Daltrey and all the
That's
British
true.
bands, and even the punk bands like Billy Idol with got the blonde hair.
Yeah.
Why? Maybe. I'm not saying. I'm just kind of off the top of my head thinking, but this is the anti. Isn't that what Black Sabbath is all about? Is the anti? We're not here to be on the radio. We are here because this is who we are. Done. Just saying.
Just saying.
Just saying.
I'm not disagreeing with you at all.
You know?
he was really cool looking in his own unique way.
Yeah, I
he
mean when he
fit-
cut. Okay, and I'm gonna my anti cool look is when in the 80s when he cut his hair short,
Shaved
and he
his
had-
head at one point.
Shaved his head. I forgot about that.
I've got a
I
picture
forgot
of that
about
in one of
that.
these magazines.
I forgot he shaved his head. That was weird looking. But when he had like that short hair with the frosted tips, and he looked ridiculous.
But the thing is,
All right, let's put the live stream
Let's see it.
comments back on because I know I'm getting people that are going to be like, "What the hell?" There we go.
but the thing is, him shaving his head, that's part of the again the
get the-
what the heck is up with this guy thing.
yeah, nobody shaved their
'Cause
head. The only
Robert
one was
Plant
like,
ain't shaving his head.
Right,
You know what I mean?
right.
That is never going to happen. Ozzy,
He's gonna die with the
wouldn't surprise
mop
you if he
of
shows up with his head
beautiful hair.
shaved. Yeah, right.
Right.
Yes. But if Ozzy showed up with his head shaved, there'd be a part of you would be like, okay, yep, I kind of. If Robert Plant showed up with his head shaved, you'd be like, dude, what is going on?
Right.
Like what's wrong here? You'd never. But with Ozzy, you'd be like, yeah, that sounds about like something he'd do. So anyway, that's the point.
Right.
He was not the.
Yeah, but when he had like that 80s look, not only was he a little bit chubbier and he had the dragon tattoo, remember, he'd run around stage and that kind of walk that he did, right? It was more like a
Yeah.
A little
trot.
trot.
Yeah,
Trouble.
exactly. He had a trot, He'd run to one side of the stage and, and then he'd do the trot to the other side and then but yeah.
Hey, do you have the overhead cam on?
Watchmen for
Check this
you.
out.
I do.
Just totally on accident. Just reached down in our big. I don't think we've even been through this magazine. I've got a whole stack of these things for us to go through.
Right.
This was sitting right on top. Ozzy
Right.
Osbourne. Look at that. Just happened to be right there.
See, that's
kinda cool.
early. That's solo Ozzy coming out of the gate. Solo Ozzy, right?
Yeah, and not even the real band. Well, not these
Right.
two. So. Anyway, Randy Rhoads with the bow tie.
That's kind of cool.
You
That's
should
actually- That's
I mean-
really cool.
you should show him the book.
Got the striper hair going. See, this is kind of like that's the look I'm thinking with the frosted tips and Sharon.
There's Sharon.
Yeah, dude.
No way.
Yeah, Sharon looks so different now.
Oh yeah, she does.
I know.
She actually looks
How
British
old
there.
is this?
That has the Ozzy with the head shaved.
1987.
Yeah.
Wasn't somebody talking about that a minute ago?
What's that?
An '87 magazine.
Oh.
That,
August.
that was the KFC thing.
Yeah, August. Yeah, we're not going to
Oh,
read
but that
the
was
article, but
Circus,
yeah,
wasn't it?
yeah. But
Don't mind me.
Yeah.
I'm
Hey,
looking for something.
Robert, you should pull up the Ozzy book and show him that as well.
Oh yeah.
I Am
If you've never
Ozzy.
read it before,
There you go.
I've got the I Am Ozzy book,
There you go. You can showcase
Oh
that.
yeah.
which is
How many of you have read this? or listened to it in an audiobook. I have not. I will now, for sure. But that's a cool picture of him, too.
Gritty and raunchy.
Is that the review?
Let's see here. I've got another interesting.
Yeah, so got a couple comments. Watchmen for you. War Pigs is more relevant now than ever. I'm going to agree with you, man. It's crazy.
Dude, one of the greatest songs
I love this
ever,
on the back of
ever,
here.
ever, ever.
Okay, he said, my father always said I would do something big one day. I've got a feeling about you, John Michael Osborne, he'd tell me after he had a few beers. You're either going to do something very special or you're going to go to prison. And he was right, my old man. I was in prison before my 18th birthday.
That is awesome.
It's life as a rock star. On the right track. Okay, GTR Rock Realm said that was the look in the 80s. That is true. I didn't care for his shorter hair. I liked him with the longer. But I get it. It was the look. Right? Let's see what else. I saw Metallica. Watchman for you once again said, I saw Metallica open for Ozzy, and Ozzy at the time looked like Phyllis Diller with the evening gown with spiked frosted tips. That's what I'm talking about. Right? Phyllis Diller is a great. Look her up. I mean, oh my gosh.
That's a great comparison.
Great comparison, Watchman for you. The next one, Kev W is acting. His acting was great in the video. The Ultimate Sin cowboy from Texas riding around in a limo. That's great. GT Rock Realm again says that was the look in the 80s, right? I got you, Kevin W. I know you meant his. His acting was great in the video. So, it's cool.
The
There's
opening
more
of that
Ozzy.
book.
Yeah,
So
there's
funny.
a couple more right there.
Oh, yeah. Oh, Rob Greeley. Reality kicks in when you lose your heroes of your youth, and I'm 60. It's true, man. I mean, I thought about that today. How many people that are older than Ozzy that are still around? We mentioned Paul McCartney. You got Mick Jagger. Keith Richards is still kicking. Who else we got? Ringo Starr.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, when your contemporaries are, like Rob points out, man, it is kind of a little somber. All right. What are you looking through the treasure trove of
Dude,
magazines?
I've got a great picture of Ozzy somewhere in one of these. We got too many of these magazines.
We can just have Henry look it up.
Look, with his
Henry,
head
Ozzy
shaved,
bald.
sitting on a car.
Look it up.
It's crazy
Power of the
looking.
internet, man.
But there's pictures. There's some pictures.
There we
of
go.
Ozzy in
Look,
that mag
right there on the screen.
Oh, yeah.
There we go.
Oh, that actually is the one. But that's not the actual picture. But that's what I'm thinking of right there.
Right? The
He's
one
got he's got that
the thing.
the makeup over his head, and
Yeah.
I've got a crazy picture of that in one of these magazines. Well, I guess I don't need to find it.
It looks good.
I'm making a huge mess over here with all of our magazines. So,
But it's
You
all
cut it
right.
out. No.
I think it came that way.
yeah, a few of these magazines arrive with things cut out of them. So,
We're down 2 from the bottom. Jeff.
let's see. You love playing characters in videos. The So Tired video is great. Oh my gosh.
he also plays
Do you remember
Little
that song, So Tired? Because I think that was on. I am so tired, so tired. You don't remember that tune?
I don't.
I think it was on this one. Let me look. Right there. Second song on second side. Great tune. Yes, and he actually he would have these characters that he would play in the videos. And that's actually a great example of that.
All right, so we can check
So-
that out. Not now.
Yeah,
but,
exactly.
In the future.
So
How much-
let's see here. Ozzy was in a few films too. Trick or Treat. He played a TV evangelist. That's
Yep.
what we were mentioning earlier. Played in Little Nicky. I don't know about that.
That's a Adam Sandler movie.
Really?
Right? Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. I
Yeah.
don't-
Little Nicky's like he's like the son of he's like a devil made of cat, Yeah, I want to say
You're right.
Oh, no
It
kidding.
is.
yeah, check him out.
What is that?
That's from Little Nicky. He's like
No, it's like
eating
some sort of
something.
AI generated weird thing.
That would be
That's
a CGI bat.
CGI bat.
yeah.
Okay.
He's playing, so he's making fun of his persona.
His
But
own
that's what makes
batness.
look between the show, which you said we can watch Ozzy eat breakfast, and the comment of how he said how he left the frosty machine on or the smoothie machine, and then making fun of your past. Like, it makes you approachable. It makes you endearing to, hey, this guy, even though he's this rock legend,
Yeah.
God, heavy metal, Prince of Darkness, yet I can relate to him. How like, that kind of messes with your head. But at the same time, it's kind of cool. And so I think the show definitely, somebody mentioned that, the show made him to a whole new generation of, oh, you know, Ozzy's from the Osbournes, right? Because younger people don't know him from Black Sabbath. I mean, Black Sabbath was old when we were growing up.
Oh yeah. By the
know?
time we became aware, in some people thought of them as a washed up band.
Yeah, I mean, Shelley and I were talking about that earlier. She asked me, right? You said, when did you get into Black Sabbath? And I went backwards to listen to him because I heard about Ozzy and all the legendary stuff. But, yeah, I mean, yeah.
Yeah,
I mean,
because
he's been around for a while.
And it was an interesting thing because I know a lot of the people that watch this channel are about our age. And our experience with that was, for me, I discovered Black Sabbath basically on the heavy metal soundtrack. My first experience with Black Sabbath was Mob Rules with Dio. And then it wasn't, and then I knew about Ozzy, but I didn't
Connect them.
know. Yeah, it was.
That's what I was saying. Is I heard Paranoid. It was on like some 70s compilation radio that I bought at. I'm like, what is this? You know, I'm like, whoa. Never, like you said, didn't make the comparison Black Sabbath and Ozzy at the time, but looks
Yeah.
like he had a short cameo in the Jerky Boys film too. Oh, nice. I don't remember seeing that. I don't think I seen that. But
So let's see here.
good stuff.
And then Christian again loved the Jakey Lee era of Ozzy. Yeah, that's actually the two albums we've got sitting right here. This is the Jakey Lee period.
And that's the thing is like, you can kind of tune into the part that you like. I mean, when you have such a vast career,
Yeah.
I mean, we talk about that with Kiss, right? The makeup era, the originals, the 80s with Bruce, which, by the way, I'm still mad that Bruce isn't along with the whole
Where's the
thing.
Bruce package?
Where's the Bruce package? Where's Bruce even invited to the whole thing? But that, well, I'm dropping that. But the whole thing is, you know, you can kind of hone in like the Zakk Wylde, because I really like the Zakk Wylde. That kind of really brought me back full circle, loving Ozzy and
Yeah.
going backwards, you know, to listening to more stuff. Because you're right, you kind of figure that out, and you're like, some of this gets lost when you have such a big, long career. I know him from the Osbournes or whatever. So, anyway.
But that is, you know, kind of getting back to the beginning of some of this stuff is that he came at the world from so many different directions, and was kind of reborn over and over and over, and that's part of the reason that his name just kind of sticks, and more people hear about him
Unique
because you hear about
name.
him
That's
here
awesome.
and here. What's that?
And he's got the Ozzy unique name. I mean, what?
Exactly, because then you have this thing that you can almost chant, you know, and how many people do you know named Ozzy?
Not too many.
So yeah, all those different things, man. It was it just.
How many
it was-
people we got watching?
So we've got and we actually have other filming we need to do. We're going to be running out of time here pretty soon. So maybe we should wrap this up here pretty soon.
All right, we'll finish at the top of the hour. How's
So
that?
yeah, what time is it?
If you want to chime in, now's your time.
Yeah, go ahead and throw some more things in here. We appreciate everybody watching this. This has been kind of a cool maiden voyage on the live
Yeah.
stream.
Let us know. Do you like this format? Do you think we're absolutely crazy for trying it?
Yeah.
Or you're thinking you want more of this? Because I'm down
Can you
with
say
more.
that again? I want more.
Or you
of
want
this.
more of this? This meaning
That's great.
the show.
Yeah.
This is spoken for. Okay.
Yeah, this is.
What the hell's wrong with me?
I don't know, man.
Can you imagine if I had a couple drinks right now? I'd be like out of control. Henry's laughing.
That's why we don't do that.
Sticking to the water while my bladder's getting full. We might need to. I just bring the comment.
That's why we keep Gary around.
Yes.
Because here's the thing, I've told you this before. Gary is far more entertaining than I am. I'm frumpy. I just sit and talk facts and figures, and it gets real. And I just say it over and over and over again and bore the heck out of people. And so you have to have Gary here to actually make it interesting to actually be here.
I can't do the fact stuff. I don't. My mind doesn't work that way. I can, it just doesn't. Like I said, I'm visual. I'm scared at graphics.
Scared of graphics.
Pictures. It's okay.
That's great. And by the way, just plug the other video if you're curious or interested. We put another video out earlier today. That especially considering the day, you might find it interesting. And amazingly, it's had over 5,000 views now. We just put it out a few hours ago.
Incredible.
So and it just was, again, it was just lucky timing. But it has some interesting stuff in it, I think. And so that's why we put it out. So
Shout
you can
out
go back
to GT Rock Realm.
Love the live chat.
Horns up.
Live streams are
Come
good.
on.
Like it. Cool.
Hey, thanks. Yeah, thank you
Yeah,
for
thank
saying
you.
so. Yeah, we have a lot of things that we want to do on the live show, and that Henrik we've been talking about, and we've been thinking about this for months about doing it, and so this was just kind of
Jump in, deep end of the
lucky that we
pool,
did it this
technical
way.
difficulties and everything. Here we are.
Yes.
Almost 2 hours later and still rocking.
Did you read the one my ex-wife saw Ozzy on that tour with Randy? Oh, he was saying that to somebody else in the thing. Speak of the Devil tour was first time I saw Ozzy in '82 in Cincinnati. It was right after Randy died. Yeah.
Nice, Jeff.
But it was so. That was that moment. Again, it's this whole idea of him constantly rising from the ashes. Setback, and then overcoming. Setback, overcoming. Just over and over and over. That's like the story of his life, and it makes it that much more endearing and interesting that he was constantly going through that kind of stuff, and not just in his career, because when you listen to, I think it's Tony Iommi in his book talks about the first time Ozzy showed up for a rehearsal or a tryout or whatever for the band, he didn't even own a pair of shoes. They can't. We forget sometimes. We look at these famous rock stars. These were poor kids from Birmingham.
Humble beginnings.
Yes.
Man.
And the music that they put out reflected the world that they came from. So it was a
message from Henrik.
Oh, did Henrik say something? Plug the merch.
Yeah, but you were kind of mid diatribe, but go ahead.
But so you listen to that music from the beginning, and it reflected that, and you see these guys. I mean, setbacks. So he's got this rough childhood that he went through, and they're poor, they're living, and England at the time, we forget about this, we're in the middle of the Vietnam War, and England was still recovering from World War II. Some of these towns.
That England wasn't in the Vietnam War, right?
What's that?
That England wasn't.
The world was in the Vietnam War was happening at that
everywhere,
time,
yeah.
and the whole world was just death and destruction, and this is why we get a song like War Pigs.
Right.
Because of the stuff that was happening in the world at the time. And so when you put all those things together, again, it was the setback and then overcoming. And then not only did you have all the stuff that was going on in the world, but what happened to the riff god right as they're starting to take off? He cuts his fingers off. Fingers were chopped clean off. And so, again, it's like these constant things that they're overcoming. And did you know about that, Tony Iommi? Not a lot of people would.
Getting his fingers
Yeah,
cut
his
off.
finger, the
I
tips
didn't
of
know
his
this.
fingers. Tony Iommi's fingers were cut off. And if you see him playing the guitar, he's got these little pieces of leather that he has
Thank you, Judy.
stuck over the.
Oh, way cool.
Oh, there's
Mom chimed in.
my mom leaves a comment here. Love the
Judy,
live
this
show.
is for
big fan.
you. We love you.
Yes.
Thanks for chiming in.
So
By the way, We have
so-
some Audio Mover merch now. That if you guys want some, click the link
I don't know.
below.
Do we? Yeah, I was going to say we don't want to.
I'm just
You're not
saying.
even wearing it. Where's
I'm not
your
even
merch?
wearing it, but
We
there's
have-
a picture
we actually have
of
merch.
Robert John at the Queensryche concert. And
Oh, yeah.
you can kind of see his Audio Mover shirt. If you like that, you can sport it just as cool, if not cooler, than anybody
Actually,
else.
below the videos, we do have
Yeah,
pictures
you can
of the
kinda see
different
that.
T-shirts and things. I don't know if you want to grab one. I guess I don't. There was kind of this part of me. I was like, I don't know if I want to plug merch on a thing where we're talking about Ozzy passing
Yeah, all
away
right.
and whatever.
Skip that.
So,
we can't
it was-
edit it
We didn't
out.
say that.
We'll
Yeah.
do other videos where we'll talk about them because
Yeah.
we have some really cool T-shirts.
We got
so
some
we'll
stuff
push
coming
another
out.
time. Yeah, it's not a.
The
So,
packaging.
but yeah, we'll make a video because actually we have a whole bunch of cool shirts that we've made. That we'll make a video about them.
Christian
sometime for
Haynes just
fun.
chimed in.
Liked your historical reference.
Did I make a historical
Yes,
reference?
you did. Vietnam.
Oh, yes. Okay, sorry. But
Yeah.
my whole point was you have to put these things in the context of what was going on and the things that they were
Yeah.
dealing with. Because here we are, we hear great songs, interesting stuff, and you go,
Obviously, it's a
think
product
about what
of the
was
time,
happening
right?
at the moment. You know, you've got these kids, you've got this world that they were living in, and the industrial part of England at the time, the the factories, you know, and all the. Yeah, so.
Judy's getting
Why
shout
can't
out.
you? Hi, Mom.
That's funny. So,
Mr. Soul Shred, thanks for the live today. Very heavy day for us fans. Absolutely. Your channel rocks. Much
Thank
love.
you very
Much love
much
to
for that.
you. And, you know, and that kind of sums up our time, man. My bladder's full.
we're hitting 7 o'clock. Hey, thank you so much, and
Yeah.
thank you, Christian. We appreciate that as always, and thank you so much for taking the time to be with us tonight. We'll do more of these in sometime in the near future. Are you going to wait? Oh, there's Henrik.
Heinrich.
We didn't get to see him today. Henrik's the guy working behind the scenes. You can actually see the whole other side of the studio, which we never film. We've got a whole 17-foot cyc wall back there. We've got other sets in this
Well, we
place. And
started
we're
there.
going to start
if you
using,
look at some of our
yeah,
old
you'll see
videos
that.
with the white background, that's what that's all.
Yeah,
that's
and
where
we've
that was
got
at.
we're going to start. We've got other things coming. Where we're going to start utilizing different parts of the studio in the future.
Yeah.
So we just happen to be in this little corner right now.
Yeah,
that
we
we're
got some
using.
cool things
Some
happening.
cool stuff happening. So thank you for being here. We're planning on doing more of these things. We've got some more cool games and things coming up that we're going to get other people involved
We
with. That
got
are going to be really
Digitech
fun.
on board now.
Yes, we got and Digitech is supporting the channel, and they've sent us some posters to put up. So we've got some pretty neat things happening.
Things are gaining
It's gonna be fun.
momentum.
We've got amazing people like Shelly coming
Shelly,
and joining
thanks so
us.
much for
Thank
coming
you.
in.
Thanks for being here. Kind of at the
Sorry.
last minute, throwing
Yeah.
you in the middle of this. We
By
weren't
the way,
planning
thank-
on doing this today.
Yeah. And you know,
So-
because you're a team player, I appreciate you just kind of all of a sudden you're walking in, we're going live, and you're like, live?
I have a bat.
You brought the bat. That was awesome. But, I mean, I had like maybe a little bit more time than you. But this is just kind of a huge thing for today.
Yeah.
And so appreciate Robert John for doing the hosting and all the data and incredible knowledge that you share that I
Yeah.
know a lot of people appreciate because you know some of the deep, crazy stories that, like I said, I don't even know where you pull that from, but you know it.
And it's helpful because when sometimes we talk about these things and we have so many. It's amazing because we have a channel filled with rock nerds. And it's funny because a lot of the notes that people put, I'll finish a video, I'll go down, I'm like, somebody's like, yeah, and this, and this, and this, and this, and this, and this. And I'm like, oh,
I wouldn't
didn't
call
even
our
know
fans
that.
nerds. They're just passionate.
Okay, passionate rock
Nerd? Yeah.
people.
Hey,
Passionate
yeah.
nerds.
I don't
Nerds
know.
has the negative connotation.
I don't.
Not
You know what?
anymore.
I don't know. I don't know
No,
that
no.
people that enjoy the same things that
be.
we do
Yeah.
would
Like-
would.
I'll
Yeah.
say like whatever I want to do something like I'm gonna go nerd out.
Yeah.
Like, you can say it now.
Well, I'm gonna nerd out.
I'm gonna nerd out.
Yeah.
Okay.
So anyway,
That's
but
fine. I like that.
I learn an enormous amount from the people on this channel because they will sometimes correct me if I get something or I miss something as I'm going through it, and then they'll actually add context to it. And I'm like, oh my gosh, and there's all these other things
Yeah.
that get added. So we really appreciate you. All the stuff you add to this, following the
Like,
channel.
Look at Jeff's
and
comment.
He shaved his head in rehab. There you go.
There you go.
And we had those
We
cool
just add
pictures.
to the nerding out factor that we do.
Right. So Birmingham was still in part. There you go. Birmingham was still in part ruins from bombing when Sabbath were going up there, as well as Judas Priest and Led Zeppelin were from that era. Exactly, because think about that. This is 1968 when Black Sabbath is getting together, and these guys were born just right as World War II. I mean, at the ends of
post-war babies.
Yes, and so they were
Boomers.
They were still recovering from that time. So this is the world they grew up in,
Yeah.
and it impacted them that way.
Pittsburgh
Have a
rocks.
great
There you go.
night.
Great night. Thank you very much.
Thanks,
Have a great
everybody.
night. Thank you.
Haynes.
Proud rock nerd here. Yes, exactly. Pittsburgh Rock, best channel around.
Nice.
Thank you so much for being here. Henrik, thank you for
Thank
being
you.
here. We'll be doing more of this stuff, and you guys have yourself a fantastic evening.